How's it going, everybody? Ty Sites Shadow Games Report, doing part 8 of Star Wars Outlaws today. Feels like it's been a long time. It's been almost a week since I had a show. Glad to be back. How we doing, everybody? Has the world ended yet? Are we still surviving? How are y'all, getting by? Y'all still making money? Y'all still getting to work? Y'all still, are you working from home? How's this all working out for you? I'm kind of curious how other people are getting by. You still going to work? You still traveling? I mean, some places gas prices aren't near as bad as others. I've heard as high as $6 to $7 out in California, which I know it's scattered. I know it's pricey in different areas and then less so in others. It's kind of crazy right now. Lots of people's jobs are being attacked too simultaneously while this is all going on. I think it's kind of interesting. I've had a few, I guess, friends that are, self-proclaimed anti-Zionist beginning to have troubles in different areas of their lives. I don't know if it has anything to do with the whole stop anti-Semitism push or anything like that, but it is kind of interesting seeing the ripple effects of certain news stories that I've covered over the weeks. Lots of rival factions at play right now. It seems like the world is at war. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, you have divisions everywhere. We have divisions throughout MAGA, throughout the Democratic Party. Well, actually, I might even say the Democratic Party is starting to build some cohesion again. It's kind of interesting, actually. They're thinking about running a white straight male, of all people. Their dreaded enemy for so long might become their friend. Crazy, crazy times. I will get to that news here in a bit. Let's get through these headlines and then we'll get into some of the content. And then later on into the game, we usually do about 30 minutes to 90 minutes of news before we get into the game. We're probably going to go close to 2 hours today on the news just because I didn't have a show in such a long time. Not going to waste any more time. Let's just breeze through these. Fidel Castro's grandson calls himself capitalist, eyes Trump deal for Cuba. Interesting. Paris trial opens against alleged Masonic Lodge hitmen. Yes, they have paid hitmen that they literally pay to target certain individuals. Kind of makes you question some of your friends or maybe even police officers that you know that are self-proclaimed Masons. I mean, that's where my first thought goes. I'm just kind of like, I think I actually know a few Masons. I don't know many. I'm not one myself, but I had one of my friends years ago tell me that he got in. He's actually atheist. He's not even supposed to be in that organization if you're atheist, supposedly, allegedly. But he lied. He said that he believes in God, even though he doesn't, just so he could get in. Now, is he actually trying to subvert the organization? I have no clue. I have no clue. Either way, moving on. Joe Kent urges no U.S. ground troops in Iran conflict. Another interesting character right now that I have lots of questions about, this Joe Kent character. Apparently he has some previous CIA affiliation. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but I actually looked it up earlier. I didn't look too deep, but I think that is kind of interesting that he is ex-CIA. He's getting lots of heat from the Trump administration, and everything literally just refreshed right before my eyes. What else do we got here now? Netanyahu defends holy site closures amid security threats to Christians. Um, at first I was kind of against the closures, but now I'm just kind of like, with all of the ballistics falling down every other day, I actually start to kind of agree with it. It still doesn't look good, all of this going on while Easter is drawing so close. Another thing that's going to hurt Trump's numbers, in my opinion. Artemis 2 poised for historic moon flyby launch. Bannon calls for allies to lead Iran ground assault. Allies? Interesting. I thought he was against the war. Interesting. Defense reveals inconclusive bullet match in Charlie Kirk murder case. Yeah, and they're now saying that the bullet doesn't match the gun, which is, something we've all been saying for how long now? Michigan synagogue attack was act of terrorism inspired by Hezbollah, federal officials say. Neglected North Shore plantation waterways fueled damaging Hawaii floods. The Mississippi Department of Public Safety uncovers rare KKK artifacts in one of its offices. An artifact. What is it? I'm kind of curious now. What is it, a cross? I feel like the ADL or something would just like name the cross to be like a KKK artifact at this point. I don't know. Marine corporal accused of stealing and selling weapons from California's Camp Pendleton. Gulf allies privately make the case to Trump to keep fighting until Iran is decisively defeated. Mexican president vows action after another death in U.S. ICE detention. Well, who caused the death? Is it our fault? Are they attacking somebody? I mean, you get mad all you want, princess. I mean, I don't really think she's helping that much, is she? She seems like she's working for the cartels, but I don't know that for sure. Morgan Stanley, E-Trade, and talks to lead SpaceX IPO for small investors. I'll breeze to the last of these real quick. Spain says it has closed its airspace to U.S. planes involved in Iran war. Trump says U.S. may seize Karg Island and take Iranian oil, but deal could come very quickly. I just don't think that the what did I call it? Strong arming. I just don't think that the strong arming strategy is really working well lately. I just don't think it's a appropriate way to build support. Just my opinion. Pentagon preparing for weeks of ground operations on Iran. Washington Post reports. House rejects Senate DHS deal, passes short-term funding patch. Tiger Woods arrested at crash scene on suspicion of DUI, sheriff says. What you drinking for and driving, man? Man, call you an Uber. Why do you rich people freaking do that shit? You can afford anything, and you can't afford a ride home. Like, come on, man. Like, I would just have, like, friends on speed dial that I could, like, just pay to go do stuff. I don't know. I don't do that, I'm just saying. I don't pay my friends to do anything. Alright, I have no clue if this guy is Adolf Hitler, but I remember. Did I show this last week? I don't think I had a show to show this last week, but okay, the oldest person alive is currently Ithay Carterham from UK, who is 115. So this is probably fake, but it is kind of funny, I guess. Okay, well, maybe it's not real. There has been speculation about Hitler actually moving to Argentina to avoid persecution and death and everything else. Maybe he faked his death. Moving on. Alright, breaking. What is this? Dangerous misinformation. Well, why is it allowed on the internet if it's misinformation? It's just kind of crazy now. Like, you'll post something and then, like, you won't see it until, like, a few days later that it's, fake. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue if bee stingers actually, cure breast cancer. Who the hell's gonna know that? This is why you will see millions of Americans leaving this country in search of better life and a better future for their children,
Why are
says
so many?
Ryan Mata. I don't blame him. I mean, it's kind of weird because like I keep going back and forth from this mindset of I want to leave or I want to stay to fight. It's like I hate being divided like this in my thought process, but I just don't feel like our government is really fighting for us, or even a lot of the people around me. I don't see a lot of citizens actually fighting for each other. So it kind of makes you start to like, rethink some things like, should I actually, move, leave the country if things aren't going to get better? Should I keep paying taxes for wars that I don't support? Should I keep paying taxes for anything that I don't support? I mean, I don't see a lot of it in return benefits, so I'm just kind of like, okay, naturally, that either makes me want to, form coalitions so that we can actually get some real things done across states, concession of states to push it back against Congress, or I can just leave the country and not pay taxes ever again. Like, that's very, very appealing, and I don't look down upon anybody that feel like that may be a good option right now. Even for leftists, everybody laughs at leftists for wanting to leave, and the crazier things get, the more you're just kind of like, yeah, you guys can keep calling them crazy, but I think they might have a little bit of logic to their thought process.
Many people, like myself, moving to El Salvador. And when
Uh,
you live in a country, you realize that you just want your government to only do a couple things. You want your government to protect your private property rights, and you want to pay as little taxes as humanly possible, and you want them to leave you the fuck alone. That's it. When a system or the justice system in a country becomes so corrupt that you introduce lawfare and it can be weaponized to basically bankrupt any individual who speaks out against the system, that's how you know the system is so broken. Point in case, look at Mike Lindell. Look at everything that that man has done to fight for election integrity and to fight for our country. He's like your old grandpa. He's the nicest, go out of his way, take his shirt off his back for anybody. Every single person that you meet around Mike Lindell, for the most part, likes the dude. He's actually a good human being. And this is how he's treated. Watch this.
Into our country, most of them break a law within the first 3 months. Most of them, we're on TV here, please. We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay? We're on TV, please.
Why are so many people?
1 second, guys.
Why
I
are
was trying
so
to make
many
it bigger,
people
but I
like
didn't do it.
myself? System is so broken. Point in case, look at Mike Lindell. Look at everything that that man has done to fight for election integrity and to fight for our country. He's like your old grandpa. He's the nicest, go out of his way, take his shirt off his back for anybody. Every single person that you meet around Mike Lindell, for the most part, likes the dude. He's actually a good human being. And this is how he's treated. Watch this.
Into our country, most of them break a law within the first 3 months. Most of them, we're on TV here, please. We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay? We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please. Okay, we're on TV, please.
What are you serving him for?
We're on TV, please. We're on TV, please.
What are you serving him for?
I'm not accepting this. We're on
What are you
TV.
trying to serve, ma'am?
We're on TV, please.
Yes.
On TV, please. Okay.
And that's it. I ask anybody, is this really a country that you want to build and grow a business in? Is this a country you want to raise your family in? Do you believe that the United States government will protect your private property rights? Are you confident that the government's not going to sue you, levy you, put some lien on your assets, or just drive you into bankruptcy by lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, and you can't fight them anymore? You get to a point where you can't afford your lawyers and to pay your taxes, and you get behind in your taxes. Next thing you know, they come and take everything from you. That's why I got to get the fuck out of here. You have no choice. So I warn everybody, if you don't live basically in one home, if you have anything more than the home that you live in, that's your primary location.
Okay, using Mike Lindell for your example is not a good example. I actually kind of agreed more with Mike Lindell in that whole situation than I do you, but now what you're saying after the whole Mike Lindell video, I actually agree with. So there's two separate parts here, and Mike Lindell shouldn't have been included. I don't know if that's what his argument was with that, but it is kind of strange. Like you don't start serving people like a bunch of weird papers while they're like being interviewed with somebody else. I'm sorry, it's just not the time to do it. Maybe you got viral off that clip, but you also look like an asshole.
That you live, they can take that from you. They can take fucking everything from you. It's a shitty place to be, but it is what it is, man. This is America. This is the status of our country. And I don't want to build a future. I don't want to build a business here. I want to leave this country, start a business, company, corporation, so that way, at the very least, I can pass something on to my child. That's all you have in this
Yeah,
world is what can you pass on to your children? If you have nothing,
I agree
because
with
the
all
government
that.
steals 50% of every dollar you make, you're paying 50 to 70% in taxes to a government that's poisoning your skies, poisoning your water, poisoning the minds of your children,
Yeah.
destroying their schools, destroying their education. And the government's so rotten and corrupt that the lawfare system is completely broken and morally bankrupt in our nation. That's not a nation you want to.
And the less that we see anything do good for the American people, it's just going to create more rival factions. That's my big argument today. how are we actually mending and healing, American ties between, divided demographics? I don't think that the government is really doing anything. We have such a divided narrative right now, and they've already isolated all of the former MAGA supporters, the independents and centrist, and now they only cater to the more far right Zionist types. And they keep trying to make us out to be the extremist whenever they are. It's just this constant inversion of we'll be the good people trying to start businesses, just trying to live life, have a good time. And, whenever we call out their inconsistencies, I was just letting somebody know earlier that Lindsey Graham was spotted alone at Disneyland or Disney World. Very, very strange. He's a single man. He doesn't, he doesn't have a family that I know of. I mean, he might have like brothers and sisters or something off somewhere, but very strange behavior from somebody that is warmongering for American troops to be sent overseas to die for a foreign nation, which some might think is treason, but in the Zionist eyes, that is wrong. So, anyways, moving on. Colin Rugg says, knew while drinking a beer, Fidel Castro's grandson says he's a capitalist and says if it were up to him, he would welcome a deal with President Trump during an interview with CNN.
He actually would welcome, he says, speaking for himself, a deal with Donald Trump. I don't like his threats, is what he told me. But if he opens up the island, if he improves the economy here, then it could all work out for the best. And so let's just listen to this conversation, which was more than a little surprising. What would your grandfather, Fidel Castro, say that you're more capitalist than communist?
My grandfather was a person who had his principles like everyone else, but he also respected others' opinions. That's my way of thinking.
But all the capitalists had to leave Cuba.
There are many people in Cuba that think in a capitalistic way. There are many people here who want to have capitalism with sovereignty.
When we arrived for the interview, the neighborhood Castro lives in is in a blackout, a near constant condition these days with the U.S. oil blockade and power plants breaking down. Sandro Castro's apartment is lit by an electric generator, but from his balcony, the surrounding houses are in near total darkness. He shows me his one-bedroom bachelor pad, how he lacks paint for the wall, how his fridge is nearly empty, except for the Cuban beer he's always drinking. I point out that the appliance is a foreign brand that most Cubans could never hope to afford. His famous last name, Sandro Castro wants people to know, doesn't come with any special treatment in a Cuba on the edge of economic collapse.
Hay que luchar como decimos todos los cubanos. Es duro, duro.
Even for a Castro, hasta para un Castro es duro.
Durísimo, durísimo, porque sufres con miles de dificultades. Lo mismo un día no puedo ver luz, no puedo ver agua, no puede llegar una mercancía, es duro, duro, duro.
But being a Castro must help you.
Mi apellido, yo orgulloso de mi apellido, lógicamente, pero no veo esa ayuda que usted me está diciendo en ese preámbulo. Yo soy como un ciudadano más.
Doesn't see the help that everyone seems to claim. Interesting. So apparently Dave Smith was right about Gad Saad being a Mossad agent, allegedly, at least. So Ant says compulsive retard Dave Smith calls Gad Saad a Mossad agent. He then goes on to say that murdering an Ayatollah is somehow dangerous.
Suicidal empathy. That's what Gad Saad calls it. And I think he's right.
I think he's got a fair point there with suicidal empathy in terms of the idea of like that we cannot say on some level that it's like, no, look, we have a desire to preserve our society and we want to do what's best. And we don't have to, out of some feeling of guilt, turn our country into something worse than what it otherwise would be. So I think he's got a point there. I think, and look, I'm not a big fan of Gad. He literally just, him and like Sam Harris and a few others, they literally just trash me all the time and refuse to engage on a single thing I've said. So like, it'll just
Gad
be,
doesn't engage with you?
He calls me Wikipedia Dave on Twitter. And it's a, well, look,
I like the guy. Look, I have a different relationship with him than you do.
Well, that's true. And I'm a big critic of Israel and he's a Mossad agent. So there is that. That is part of
you
the,
think he is?
He's admitted that he worked for Mossad.
In the past?
Yes. Yeah. I guess you would say he's not
He
currently.
retired. Like I used to.
Yeah,
I used to work for Newport Creamery. I don't represent them anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different with the Mossad thing. But I also think that the big component that I think all of those guys are.
Okay, well, that's all we need right there. Let's go back over here. Gad Mossad literally admitted to working for Mossad. Jewish gaslighting should be outlawed, says Sam Parker.
So I kind of couldn't believe it in the book. You let the cat out of the bag. You're actually a Mossad agent.
Oh, you are the first person on my media tour to actually either have read that far into the book or to mention it. I thought it would be the top story in every show.
This is serious. This is serious stuff, and most people, they're not as candid about this stuff.
I thought that maybe I had extended the statute of limitation, that they won't come after me at this point. Do you want me to tell that story?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that actually is something that I discuss in the chapter on play, the importance of living your life with a playful mindset. Now you might say, well, how does the Mossad fit with play? Well, so when I was about 18 years old, I had a cousin who had come from Israel, who said, hey, I have a friend of mine who would like to meet you, to chat with you. I'm thinking, for what purpose? So, he'll talk to you. So I meet this gentleman. He says, there are some guys who would like to meet you and see if you're interested in working with them. And so I meet these gentlemen who don't introduce themselves as being Mossad agents or whatever. They say, we're interested in checking the quality of our security in various environments. Would you be interested in being the person who does some of these tests for us? I said, okay, tell me more. So the first mission that I went on was I was asked to go to an El Al office in downtown Montreal, walk in there. Everything was scripted. They told me exactly what to do. Walk in with a bag, ask some questions, then take the bag, leave it there, and end up leaving without taking the bag.
Did you actually look in the bag before?
I did not look in the bag. I'd like
Very
to think that
trusting.
there weren't any bombs. And so I did that, and then a security person came. Oh, you forgot your bag, and so on. So the test was done successfully. I don't remember exactly how long after. A couple of weeks later, they asked to meet me again. They said, we have a more challenging mission for you. You are now a student at, I think it was University of Montreal. It's a fake story that they're asking me to play a role. You're working on a paper, whatever, Israeli-Palestinian conflict. You'd like to interview the Israeli consul in Montreal. And what we're going to do is in your glove, Montreal is a very cold place. In your gloves, there's going to be a fake gun. And the idea is to then see if they catch. Now, this one was a lot more elaborate in that there were multiple layers of security. And in the final layer, if I can get through all of the different things, there would be a very detailed pat down. And I remember telling them, but what if he finds the gun, the fake gun? I said, don't worry, we're behind this. Like it's secure. And so I go through all the stages. The guy, and I notice that he's getting stressed. They ask him to stop. Now they're very happy because they're, in a sense, I don't have confirmation of this, but I think it was 2 tests that were happening. Test 1 is literally the security. Test 2 is this guy, someone that is worthy to keep working with him. Because, and again, I'm speculating here, but I think it's on solid ground. I'm kind of the dream of the Mossad and associated agencies because I'm the Lebanese Jew who's a perfect Arabic speaker who left Lebanon. The most famous case in the Israeli spy game is someone named Eli Cohen, who was executed by the Syrians, having infiltrated the highest ranks of Syrian society, who, because he was a perfect Arabic speaker, was able to infiltrate the high society of Syria. And so I can't know for sure that that's where I was heading, but it certainly seemed as though they were testing me. And then there was a third mission, which apparently I was told I shouldn't speak too much about it based on the legal review of my book from my publisher, but where I was going to go on a third mission that kind of raised the stakes of what I was
He's very
tested
open
on.
about
and
it.
As I tell in the book, what ended it is something that the Mossad is apparently very afraid of, and that's the angry Jewish mother. And so apparently my mother found out, and the only way that she could have found out, by the way, because I never told anybody. I didn't even tell anybody these stories for something like 25 years after the fact. It might have well been my now wife who first, maybe I was trying to impress her when we were going out on our first courtship dating. And so I think it must have been my cousin who would have told her, because there's no other way that there would have been a leak, that must have said, oh, Gad is doing really well. He's working well with these guys, whatever. And then she ended up saying, this has to end. She was going to blow it in the open. These guys don't really like to have a lot of attention. And so that was the end of my Israeli spy game career.
Wow. All right. What to even add to that? I guess I guess I'm glad I was never really a fan of Gad Saad. I think, doesn't he have a channel or something? I never really watched it. All right, Paris trial opens against alleged Masonic Lodge hitman. Prosecutors in Paris are trying 22 defendants, including 4 Freemasons from the now defunct Athaner Lodge, for murders, attempts, and assaults framed as mafia-style contracts over business rivalries, and debts. Interesting. So the Mason functions as a mafia over certain contracts with business rivals. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Keep note of that. Key cases involve the 2018 killing of racing driver Laurent Pascali, hopefully I said that right, a botched 2020 hit on coach Mary Helene Denny. I suck at European names, guys. Bear with me. Rival to alleged ringleader Jean-Luc Bager. If it's European or Asian or, I don't know, just anything but American, I suck at it. The trial at Paris Criminal Court, running until mid-July, has drawn online theories linking it to global conspiracies through French Masonic groups called the Lodge, an isolated outlier with no broader ties. So this obviously, well, not only this story is raising Candace Owens' hairs, it's actually this in the Charlie Kirk story. I guess it's a big day for Candace Owens. She says, today on the show, the Freemason murder plot in France, which proves I was telling the truth about the Maroon Berets. Sheriff Brooksby suddenly resigns. Could it be because he lied about Tyler Robinson? Possibly. I don't know. Is that her show? I won't click on that, but where's the article? This is the article I want. These Freemasons run the French government and founded America. None of this is imagined. It goes back over a millennia. Relatedly, Charlie Kirk's murder was a ritualistic killing, and French Foreign Legion troops were on the ground. Happy Monday. Very happy Monday for Candace Owens, I would imagine. Very interesting. Lots of big details coming out today. 22 people are to stand trial in France from Monday on charges of murder and other serious crimes centered on a Masonic lodge. So what's interesting, there's 22 characters here. Only 4 of them are Masons. So I would be more curious on who are these other 18 members that are a part of this. And are they like loosely affiliated with Masons? Are they just the business owners? Lots of questions there. JMC Broadcasting puts out From JFK to Trump, the 60-year war to finish what the bullet couldn't stop.
Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. Hello, I am John Michael Chambers, and this is your War Report. I ask you to listen with love, as where we go, one we go all. The following report has been provided in part by Guardian Daniel R. JFK, Trump, Elon, Space Force, weather, Pepe, Q. Yes, it's all connected. A war for humanity's future. JFK warned us about secret societies, centralized power, and control. He saw the invisible enemy, and he fought it. In 1961, JFK said, quote, "We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy," end quote. He paid the ultimate price. His enemies? The CIA, the Federal Reserve, the military-industrial complex. JFK rejected Operation Northwoods, the plan to stage false flag attacks to justify war. That refusal sealed his fate. He also went after the Federal Reserve with Executive Order 11110, a direct hit threat to the banking cartel. He challenged their money control, and they struck back. Weather, space, control. JFK knew the game. Operation Popeye, weaponized weather, was used in Vietnam. Castro accused the U.S. of using weather warfare. Now, it's bigger than ever. And then there's the Mockingbird media. JFK saw it firsthand. The CIA took over journalism, controlling the narrative. Sound familiar? Enter Trump. On June 16, 2015, President Donald J. Trump descended the golden escalator, not just to run, but to finish the fight JFK started. Q Post 114, quote, "U.S. military equals savior of mankind." President Trump created Space Force in 2019, not for show, but as the ultimate weapon to reclaim the skies, weather, satellites, communications. Elon Musk joins the battle. Starlink isn't just internet. It's a secure, unhackable network that bypasses their control. And this Pepe. Hillary Clinton called Pepe sinister. Why? Because memes bypass censorship and spread truth faster than they can stop it. Q said, "Future proves past." JFK versus the Fed. President Trump versus the swamp. And now it's biblical. What if Q isn't just a movement? What if Q is divine intervention? President Trump knows. That's why he signals the number 17 so often. Coincidence? The war isn't over. Mockingbird media is dying. The Fed is collapsing. The lies are failing. We are watching the systematic destruction of the old guard. Final move, call the ball. When will that be? When the storm arrives. How will you know? The president will say, quote, "My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us." The swamp runs deep. The news is fake. The war is real. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. Dark to light. Where we go, when we go all. Join me and Derek Johnson live for the Patriot Q&A Power Hour in a private setting, March 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be taking your questions live. Get your questions answered and learn more about these membership options to sign up at JMC Broad.
Okay, I'm just going to stop that right there. I don't know if there's really too much left of that video. I don't know. Sometimes I like to drop a little bit of Q-hopium just in case it ends up being real later. But I don't know. I'm really kind of growing tired of a lot of it. I have been smacking a lot of the PSYOPs groups lately, just through the means of saying, dude, I want y'all to go away. I want y'all to, like, actually, I don't know, make some real progress. I want to see some real progress in my life, and, like, very soon. Or else you might have more people wanting to move to El Salvador, more people wanting to move to Russia, and literally any other country that will not tyrannize them and overtax them into oblivion, overcharge them over everything. I mean, it's just like, we have enough oil here. We could literally divert all that oil back to us. Like, I actually watched a video last night about this, about why we send most of our oil overseas. We do it for, like, economic reasons and to get a better deal out of it. We send certain types of oil out to certain countries and we get a different kind of oil back. I don't know all the technicalities of everything, but I do know that it's for some type of economic gain. We literally could cut off all of that and divert it back here anytime we want to, and we could bring down gas prices. So, a lot of this is manufactured. I mean, there's no real other way to put it. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. Bannon calls for allies to lead Iran ground assault. On his War Room podcast, amid rising Middle East tensions from the Israeli strikes on Iranian sites and counter barrages on cities like Haifa, Bannon urged Gulf states such as the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Kuwait to send troops first to seize Kharg Island. He specifically called out Yair Netanyahu, living in a Miami apartment. Let's just watch it.
Let's have the Arabs. I want Arabs. I want UAE, MBZ, who's the best they got over there, and he's got a real army. It's not huge, but they have to fight. Kharg Island. There's your objective. Go, and throw in a couple of Qatar princes. Let's throw the Saudi princes in there too. Get them out of London. Get them out of the casinos and whorehouses in London, and get them back to the Gulf. Get him here. Netanyahu's kid down in Miami. Turf him out tomorrow. Where's DHS? We need him. Get him, throw him out, get him back there. Put a uniform on him. Let's have him in the first wave. Let's have the Arabs. I want Arabs. I want UAE, MBZ, who's the best they got over there, and he's got a real army. It's not huge.
I'm just surprised that Steve Bannon still has a show after all the allegations against him. But that is what actually keeps me, speculative. Is he actually who people say he is? Is he as close to Epstein as everyone thought he was? Was he just a spy of sorts? Was he just gathering information on Epstein? Some people believe that as well. Harrison H. Smith puts out Epstein list, COVID tyrants, vax murderers, Russiagate scandal, Russiagate cover-up, Ukraine pillagers and warmongers, open border traders, January 6th kangaroo courts, lawfare, and judicial abuse. We have a lot of justice to dispense, and the list is only growing. All for Freedom believes that privileges are slavery. They're not rights. Even Eric Prince, founder of Blackwater, murderer extraordinaire, is warning against the U.S. ground invasion of Iran on Kharg Island. Your initial assault is going to be mighty thin.
Kharg Island is going to be mighty thin. because those aircraft have to cycle, and that's assuming you don't have any losses from maintenance or from missiles. Do you do a mass drop of the 82nd on the Karg Island? Again, that's pretty sporty, and an airborne invasion in a place that has thousands and thousands of missiles. Not to mention, the Iranians have been learning. They've certainly been paying attention to modern drone warfare, and have certainly implemented FPVs down to the squad level. I mean, you see videos of the Israelis in southern Lebanon losing tanks, losing armored personnel carriers to the same FPVs that the Russians have been using with great effect in Ukraine. So it is, again, a fight against Iran. They're not Arabs. They're Aryans. They are a highly intelligent, highly skilled warfighters, and it would not be the pushover by comparison that you see of the Iraqi army that worked.
Levitt updates. Operation Epic Fury success and defends prayer for troops. I'm just going to go to my page. I think I've got some other clips for her kind of set up. I'll also go and say, once again, if anybody wants to go check out my Netherwave Volume 1 Music Gaming Mix, it is up and available. It is the top of the video playlist or video reel on my Rumble page. Go check it out if you like synthwave or like dark wave music. Alright, we just covered that video and that video. I was going to cover this one. Let's see what's in this one real quick.
Que la franc-maçonnerie est aux avant-postes de la bataille qui importe si nous voulons façonner le siècle pour le bien de l'humanité. Ainsi, et sans doute le fait que la franc-maçonnerie a toujours été la cible des complotistes, des obscurantistes, qui lui attribuent une influence la mettant ainsi à l'honneur. Un organe de presse a récemment fait procès de vouloir peser sur les débats relatifs à la fin de vie, usant au passage d'une iconographie qui était oubliée depuis Vichy. Je vous le dis ici, soyez-en fiers. Et comme les autres grandes familles spirituelles, les francs-maçons s'emparent de ce débat fondamental de la fin de vie. Je le dis aussi ici, est une bonne chose. Nécessaire.
Okay, and I'm just going to add this. I actually played this video earlier. I'm just going to read what she said in accordance to this video real quick. They are right. Why do we work 70 years, until 70 years old, paying more than 50% of our money for taxes only to have politicians steal and or give it away to other nations? No other nation gives away their people's money like America does. Why do we have to keep paying on homes we own? Well, in Tennessee, we don't have to do that, but I don't want to tell too many people that because I am sick of y'all moving here. Go away. Al Jazeera English puts out, they don't talk about what the other side wants because they don't consider it worth listening to.
There were warnings and very strong statements from the IRGC overnight talking about this exact type of retaliation. And since the Israelis were the ones who did those, who were behind those attacks yesterday, we have noticed a very strong strikes this morning on Israel. But the warning was general overnight. They said that they will strike against several facilities related to power and so on in the region. And they warned citizens and residents living around those facilities to evacuate. This has been circulated in the media, but also strong statements from the military and from the IRGC, as I said. I'll just read a couple lines about how Iran looks at the situation. We warn America, this is the spokesperson for the Iranian armed forces. We warn America and the Zionist entity that Iran is strong and victorious in the battle. Iran, as the victor, sets the terms for ending the war, and the enemies will be forced to accept them. The enemies have realized our strength. on the battlefield, and it is best for them to abandon their illusions and accept reality. This is the kind of rhetoric that is being broadcast here in the local media, statements coming from both the politicians and the military commanders. So there is no talk within Iran about weakness, about negotiations, begging for negotiations, or anything like that. To the contrary, they describe the American efforts to draw Iran to the negotiation table as a sign of weakness on the other side, and they describe how the Americans are desperate to bring the Iranians to the negotiation table to the extent that they are trying to do it by force. That's the way the Iranians think about it at the moment.
Mohammed, you mentioned that the Iranians are continuing.
And that sounds completely accurate. It's very strange that I'm constantly agreeing with the Iranians, but I can't seem to agree with my own government. And it's not because I don't want to. I actually want to side with my government. It's just that I literally just don't see. I'm observing all of this firsthand. I just don't see it, guys. You can convince me any day you want to. It's just, it's not working. It's not working. All right, Owen Shorter puts out, wow, no S word. Daily Mail puts out, bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk did not match rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson, new court filing claims. Yeah, what kind of defense is Charlie putting, or not Charlie, I'm sorry, Tyler. What kind of defense is Tyler putting up right now? Kind of interesting that you never hear from Tyler. Candace Owens says, where are all the neocons who have been overwhelmed by the non-existent evidence against Tyler Robinson? You should all be ashamed of yourselves. I hope the money was worth your soul. At least Candace cares about souls. Bricks News says Iran grants Spain free passage from Strait of Hormuz after Prime Minister Sanchez says the war is illegal and a colossal mistake. I don't know why that's showing up. That's like 5 days old. Why are all my posts like shuffled all weird? It's so crazy. I'm like covering like, look, this is March 27th. Then it jumps up to March 25th. Then March 26th. Like X is just like jumbling my post. Anyways, Israeli military chief warns the IDF could soon collapse if there is no solution to its manpower shortages. Jerusalem Post reports. One thing I like about journalism, all you really gotta do is just like say a bunch of honest shit. If you're an honest person, maybe you should get into journalism. If you lie all the time, maybe you should get into propaganda. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's something for everybody, right? All right, Bricks News says Belarus President Lukashenko gives Kim Jong-un an automatic rifle during his visit North Korea. Why did this happen? I don't even... Oh yeah. He knows how to use it. Look at that. He's like, I have like 5 of these. Anyways, I've seen the interview. I remember what Kim Jong-un has and how he likes to party. If anybody's ever seen that movie, I'm joking, by the way. Some people think I'm being honest whenever I say certain jokes. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk warns Middle East escalation expected in coming days. I mean, we're kind of already there. That was a few days ago. Reuters says Iran's attack drones are reshaping modern warfare.
Aerial defense systems like this one, intercepting an Iranian missile over the West Bank, are becoming increasingly unsustainable. Why? Because cheap attack drones are reshaping modern warfare by making it easier for smaller and less wealthy nations to strike back. To put it simply, the US and its allies are sometimes firing interceptors worth millions of dollars to shoot down drones worth tens of thousands.
Bombers built in American factories bear the famous wings of the RAF.
For decades, rich countries have ruled the skies. That's because they could pay for advanced aircraft and crew training. Let's take the United States. It has some of the world's most expensive jets and bombers, and it has deployed a lot of them in Operation Epic Fury, its controversial campaign with Israel against Iran. But taking part for the first time is this, the FLM-136 Lucas, or Low-Cost Uncrewed Combat Aerial System. It's a one-way attack drone, and here it is in action. It's strikingly similar to this, Iran's Shahed drone. Iran has spent years manufacturing and supplying them to allies, including Russia. Both Ukraine and Russia have used drones extensively, changing a conflict dominated by tanks and artillery into one of drone warfare. Now Iran is deploying them at scale, and the US is playing catch-up. Unmanned drones are cheap to produce. One Shahed costs from $20,000 to $50,000, according to estimates by the Center for Strategic and International Studies. One U.S. Patriot interceptor, which tracks and destroys incoming ballistic missiles, costs around $4 million. For that price tag, you can get 115 one-way attack drones at around $35,000 each. The Lucas and Shahed drones share a similar design. Both have an aerodynamic nose cone, 2 fins per wing for maneuverability, and a rear propeller engine to avoid heat detection. In the first week of the war, Tehran fired hundreds of missiles and more than 1,000 drones at Israel and Gulf states allied with Washington. It relied on volume rather than precision, launching many drones at the same time to overwhelm air defenses. It's thought that Iran can produce 10,000 of these drones a month. While the U.S. relies on expensive, highly trained crew for their most powerful attacking aircraft, these drones are piloted remotely. If one is destroyed, the operator is safe and the replacement is a fraction of the cost. So attacking has grown cheap, but the relative cost of air defense has skyrocketed. In July 2025, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the Pentagon to cut red tape and speed up deployment of small military drones like the Lucas. But at the same time, defense systems have lagged behind. Militaries are scrambling to develop more tech to battle these cheap attack drones, from electronic jammers and interceptor drones to high-energy lasers designed to disable targets at the speed of light. Many of these systems promise to drive down the cost of defense, but most are not ready yet. The challenge is whether this counter-drone technology can advance fast enough and cheaply enough to match the pace of drone attacks, or if defense against them will still rely on expensive interceptors.
Well, the Straits of Hormuz will be open. When this operation is over, it will be open, and it'll be open one way or another. It will be open because Iran agrees to abide by international law and not block a commercial waterway, or a coalition of nations from around the world and the region, with the participation of the United States, will make sure that it's open. One way or the other, it's going to be open. Well, the Straits of Hormuz will.
Our chart puts out U.S. banks. U.S. banks are currently facing unrealized losses of $306 billion. Probably much more than that. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio demands Iran stop manufacturing drones and missiles used in recent attacks. Good luck with that, buddy. Donald Trump puts out, birthright citizenship is not about rich people from China and the rest of the world who want their children and hundreds of thousands more for pay to ridiculously become citizens of the United States of America. It is about the babies of slaves. We are the only country in the world that dignifies this subject without even discussion. Look at the dates of this long ago legislation, the exact end of the Civil War. The world is getting rich selling citizenships to our country, while at the same time laughing at how stupid our U.S. court system has become. Tariffs. Dumb judges and justices will not a great country make. What? Dumb judges and justices will not a great country make. Okay, bro, you're like stumbling over your words now. I really am concerned about Trump's health. Oops, I'm not on the screen. I've been saying this for weeks now. I don't know. The guy acts totally different now. I have been speculating whether it's sleep deprivation or maybe he could be on something. I've been joking with other people. Is it some type of MK Ultra drug? We just learned about, what is it, Operation Artichoke, just like a few weeks ago. Big reveal. Well, a lot of people already knew about it beforehand. We didn't know the name of the operation. We just knew it existed somehow, some way. Anyways, who remembers this guy's prediction saying the Queen will die on September 8th, 2022? I don't think this prediction came true, by the way. Did King Charles die on March 28th? Let's find out real quick. Did King Charles die? Yeah, it looks like he's still alive. Still kicking. Still alive. Haven't heard anything. It looks like there was a hoax a few years ago. Okay, so he's still alive. Alright, well, debunked. Moving on. The rabbit hole says everything government touches becomes more expensive and unaffordable. True dat. What's this over here? 14th Amendment is
Sir,
clear.
Mike Davis is the founder of the Article 3 Project, former law clerk for Justice Neil Gorsuch, and former chief counsel for nominations for the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. And Mike is just fighting, for all that is right with these errant judges that are just plaguing America. Mike, thanks for all that you do, man, and thanks for taking the time with us on the radio, sir.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, before we go to the Supreme Court, God bless you for seeing, because I see Boasberg, all these judges, they all should be responsible for their errant decisions or their political activism. And will we see that? I mean, if not in handcuffs, can't they be impeached for letting murderers out or just being so political, Mike Davis?
Yes. In the Article 3 Project, we have been calling for Jeb Boasberg's impeachment because not only are his orders very political and lawless, they're also very dangerous. And with Jeb Boasberg, this D.C. Obama judge has had it out for President Trump for many years. Jeb Boasberg refuses to accept that the American people elected President Trump as the president of the United States. And Jeb Boasberg is trying to sabotage the will of the American people by sabotaging President Trump and his presidency. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, and like when I see some of these people like Larry Krasner that talk about Nazis, they're calling ICE Nazis, this guy, and these people, or Hakeem Jeffries, minority leader in the House, Mike Davis, say if ICE is going to shoot people at the airport. We are so done with that, and that's why we appreciate you being bold enough really to speak out. These people it's treasonous, but it's even more so, it's dangerous, and yet they nothing's done. Nothing's done. Do you, at Article 3, you could bring lawsuits to them or at least alert congressional offices so these people can be punished?
Yeah, we have been supporting President Trump and his Justice Department every step of the way when they're defending against this unprecedented, unrelenting judicial sabotage. I mean, saying that ICE agents are going to murder innocent Americans, that these Democrat politicians are trying to provoke violence against these ICE agents. What the hell do they think is going to happen when you want these ICE agents doxxed, their families doxxed, with their home addresses revealed, and then have politicians like Hakeem Jeffries, like you said, saying that ICE agents are going to kill Americans? What do these Democrat politicians think is going to happen? They obviously want ICE agents to get killed. I mean, there's no other explanation for doxing them and saying that ICE agents are going to kill innocent Americans. It's unacceptable.
It's so true. And then Governor Mikey Sherrill, new governor of New Jersey, in my home state that I love, and she goes, if ICE agents wear masks, then I'm going to tell law enforcement to arrest them. No one's going to arrest these people. I got to tell you, every sheriff in New Jersey, no state police, no one's going to arrest them. But for her to say that about masks, not understanding and just being hook, line, and sinker, and being a puppet enough of the way left Marxist regime that you're going to just say if a guy wears a mask and you're going to arrest that person, and you're trying to protect law enforcement for getting the criminals out. I tell you, it's out of control, Mike. We appreciate your fight, man. Let me shift, if I may, to the Supreme Court decision on birthright citizenship. Mike Davis, would you walk us through that, please?
Yeah, birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, enacted after the Civil War, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, to free the slaves, give them due process and equal protection of the law, and give the male slaves, freed slaves, the voting rights. That was extended to women under the 19th Amendment later. But as part of that, we have birthright citizenship, and that means that people, it was intended for the children of the freed slaves, but people born in America, which this is important, subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, as the 14th Amendment says, you get automatic birthright citizenship, right? The key is subject to the jurisdiction. If you are an illegal alien in the United States, you are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Subject to the jurisdiction means that you're loyal to the United States. And this is a key point. American Indians were not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, and so Congress had to enact a federal statute to give birthright citizenship to the children of American Indians. So you ask this dispositive question: if American Indians did not get birthright citizenship, how the hell would the children of the illegal aliens? They simply do not. So if the Supreme Court simply follows the plain text of the 14th Amendment and its historical meaning, this is an easy ruling for the Supreme Court. It's the illegal aliens will not have birthright citizenship. And let's just see if these 9 Supreme Court justices follow the law or if they're politicians and rogues.
Good enough. All right, Ken Cao, the China Crash Chronicles. Okay. Iran talked tough, then gave up its only weapon. Iran didn't lose on the battlefield. It lost where it actually mattered, the oil market. This guy is more pro-American, it seems like. I don't know. It is kind of interesting because I think he's Chinese. Exposing China's collapse. Yeah, I think he is Chinese, but he is pro-American.
Hey friends, let me say this up front. Iran didn't just blink. It folded. Not on the battlefield yet, but where it actually matters the most. The global oil market. Because everyone was watching missiles, but the real war was always about the Strait of Hormuz. Yes, Iran is still talking tough on the surface, insisting that it will not negotiate with the US. But in reality, it has already softened. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson said that Iran has not engaged in negotiations with the US and will continue to exercise its right to self-defense. More importantly, Iran stated that it wants to break this cycle of war, negotiation, ceasefire, and war again, and ensure that the US and Israel pay a price for their actions. Tough talk. However, while Iran's rhetoric remains hardline, its actions tell a completely different story. Just a couple of days ago, Iran sent a formal notice to the 15 members of the UN Security Council, which stated that ships from non-hostile countries, so long as they do not support aggression against Iran and comply with their safety regulations, those countries may safely pass through the Strait of Hormuz after coordinating with Iranian authorities. Iran also said it has taken measures to prevent aggressors from using the strait, and that vessels from the US, Israel, and their partners will not qualify for innocent passage. In reality, my friends, this amounts to reopening the strait, because Iran is effectively telling the world that all ships, except those from the US, Israel, their allies, can pass. That makes any blockade meaningless. Earlier this month, Iran's Revolutionary Guard had declared a total closure of the strait, allowing no ships or...
Can you believe I have this plane at twice the speed? Like literally twice the speed right now?
...or oil to pass. But since US and Israel ships do not depend on the strait, the blockade's real purpose was to raise global oil prices and indirectly pressure the US. Higher oil prices would hurt American consumers, increasing anti-war sentiment and putting domestic pressure and international pressure on President Trump, especially ahead of midterm elections. Because the Strait of Hormuz is a vital oil transit route, so blocking it would create global shortages. Econ 101 tells us that scarcity drives prices higher, which was Iran's biggest leverage. But now, by allowing most ships, classified as non-hostile, to pass, the majority of global shipping can resume. And as a result, oil prices have come down quite a bit, and the precious metals market already responded by falling. And Iran's strategy is collapsing. In effect, allowing non-hostile ships through is a de facto concession. Militarily, Iran is now in a passive position. Its naval and air forces have been severely depleted. The US and Israeli aircraft can operate freely, striking Iranian ground forces. And Iran's military attacks had very little impact because of strong US and Israeli air defenses. And the only somewhat effective attacks have been against those neighboring Gulf states. But these do little damage to the US or Israel, and instead isolate Iran further. So Iran's only meaningful leverage was blocking the Strait of Hormuz. And now by abandoning that, it has given up its final tool against the US. Of course, Iran will not openly admit defeat. It will frame the move as allowing passage for non-hostile countries. But in practice, this means reopening the strait. And Iran also made no mention of transit fees, which indicates that the passage remains free, as the strait is a public waterway, not Iranian territory. And following this, we see that the Chinese state-owned shipping firms resumed bookings across the Middle Eastern routes, including UAE, Saudi Arabia, etc., just confirming that the strait is effectively open. And the markets reacted. The precious metals market, which served as a safe haven for people concerned with the closure of Hormuz, plunged. And this sharp drop just shows that Iran has abandoned its strategy of pressuring the US through oil prices, removing a major concern for Trump. And according to the New York Times, the US has now drafted a 15-point plan to end the conflict, which was delivered to Iran via Pakistan. While details are unclear, Trump has stated that any deal must ensure that Iran never obtains nuclear weapons or enrichment capabilities. And Trump also said that, that they would only delay strikes for 5 days to allow negotiations. And if no agreement is reached, military action will resume. And he described Iran's recent move as a big gift to the US, right? And clarified that it relates not to nuclear issues, but to oil, gas, and the Strait of Hormuz. So Trump basically confirmed that this gift is linked to maritime traffic. So while details remain unclear, this gift may involve, some kind of joint management of the strait. Though in practice, it will likely mean that the US control, with minimal Iranian engagement. Now the US has given Iran 5 days to agree to terms, or the strikes resume. And let's be honest, after giving up their strongest and basically only leverage, Iran doesn't have much left to negotiate with. So don't get distracted by Iran's tough rhetoric. Watch their actions, because in geopolitics, words are usually for domestic audiences, while actions are for the regime's survival. And Iran just made its choice. Now we just need to wait to see how this ends. Oh, by the way, about my latest hair color, I did want to dye the color.
I don't care about you. All right. I don't know why I'm agreeing with so many different Chinese geopoliticians, or what would you even call them? Geopolitics supposed experts. I mean, are you an expert? Or who the hell are you? YouTube commentator. Okay, you're not an expert. I mean, I don't know. That other guy, what's that guy's name? Professor Zhang or something like that. He's kind of become popular. And it's not like I don't disagree with this guy. It's just more or less, I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder. I mean, the Professor Zhang guy, he doesn't seem like he's paid. He seems like he'd probably be working for the CCP more than anybody. But this guy kind of makes you wonder, what the U.S. government pay a Chinese pro-American citizen to speak this way. I don't know. Just kind of interesting. It's also kind of interesting that I actually got away with playing this at twice the speed. That's how slow he talks. Anyways, moving on. Joe Kent urges Americans to contact the White House.
This week, President Trump will be under immense pressure to commit ground troops to the war in Iran. This would be a catastrophic escalation that will only result in more bloodshed and further escalate this disastrous war. It is critical that we, the people, have our voices heard. Contact the White House comment line, contact the Congressional Switchboard, ask for your representative, ask for your senators. Respectfully tell them that we do not support putting any boots on the ground in Iran. This is how we, the people, can have our voices heard. It's critical that we pray for peace, but it's also critical that we work towards peace. Respectfully contact your elected officials and let them know we, the people, do not support this war. Thank you. God bless. This week, President Trump will be under immense pressure to commit ground troops to the war in Iran.
Nick Shorter says, just in, it's official, Palm Beach International Airport is now Donald Trump International Airport following Governor Ron DeSantis' signature on HB 119. Okay, that's annoying. Palantir CEO Alex Karp has bought a $46 billionaire bunker. But it's 46 million. Never mind. Billionaire bunker in Miami, which has its own private police, and neighbors include Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jared Kushner. Oh, so they're just gonna have like one little club to themselves. I guess that's what happens whenever you're like ostracized from society. Like everybody hates you, but you have all the power. You just like start forming clubs with all the people that are hated. Or maybe they were always in the same club. What do you guys think? Freemasons, we already talked about that story. We already talked about this one too. Talked about that one. Get that off the screen. Bibi didn't just fund Hamas. Israeli government also funded al-Nusrat and various other Muslim militant groups that mass slaughter Christians around the world. They blame Muslims for the terrorism that they fund, so they have an excuse to start wars and steal land and resources. How many times am I going to post that same story? Jeez. Trump pardons nursing home operator Joseph Schwartz, convicted of a $39 million fraud scheme. Just 3 months into a 3-year prison term, victims haven't been able to collect from Schwartz. What's this?
The public blames Netanyahu
the BB
for
files.
October 7th as the one
the
who
BB
fed
files.
the beast. The public blames Netanyahu
Looks so fat right
for
there.
October 7th as the one who fed the beast. He did not create Hamas, but he fed it.
Netanyahu, who is against peace and who is against having a Palestinian state, dealt with Hamas for a long time as a strategic friend.
אני מסובל שלא יצא. יש לנו כאן שכנים, הם אויבים מרים שלנו. אני מעביר להם מסרים כל הזמן. אני מטעה אותם, אני מעריך להם, אני מהתל בהם,
It was important for him to keep Gaza under the control of Hamas and keeping the West Bank under the control of Fatah and preventing them from being united in any way. In order to do so, Netanyahu was all the time helping Hamas to survive.
At the same time that he was under investigation, he arranged for Hamas to receive $35 million every month from Qatar.
Netanyahu can't give the money by himself. Israel will not give money to the Hamas. You cannot even transfer this money through banks, because even the banks don't want to cooperate. So you, the Israeli Prime Minister, needs to beg this small and very rich country, Qatar, to give money to our enemy.
These suitcases of money was given to Hamas under the request of Benjamin Netanyahu personally. And because the Qatarians knew him from the beginning, they were asking him to send them his requests in writing because they knew that he's going to lie in the future.
He allowed more than 1 billion to be transferred to the hands of the Hamas because he believed that he can control the level of hatred. It's nonsense. He cannot control the flames.
אדוני ראש הממשלה, מה דעתך על הכנסת הכסף הקטרי לעזה, האם זה מסייע בהרגעת הרוחות ברצועה?
אני עושה מה שאני יכול, בתיאום עם גורמי הביטחון, להחזיר את השקט ליישובי הדרום וקהלי, ולכל צעד בלי יוצא מהפה יש מחיר. כשאתה נוקט צעדים של מנהיגות, תמיד יש מחיר. אם אתה לא יכול לשאת במחיר, אתה לא יכול להניב. ואני יודע לשאת במחיר.
Your strategy was keep Hamas there, weaken the Palestinian Authority on the West Bank, sustain the extremists, weaken the moderate. This exploded in our faces in the most brutal way on October 7th.
Bibi tells the world again and again and again, I'm the expert on terrorism. I know how to fight terrorism. I'm the protector of Israel. And under his regime, we get into this incredible, unbelievable war.
The president put us really from day one of the Trump administration who said, we have to take the fraud issue seriously. We think fraud has been a problem for a long time. It became a massive, massive problem under the Biden administration. What we're going to actually do is force the bureaucracy to take this seriously and work together as political principles to make sure that we stop allowing fraudsters to steal the American people's money. This is not just theft of the American people's money. This is also theft of critical services that the American people rely on.
The people at this table are all united in absolute determination to stop this plague of fraud, criminality.
Oh my God.
It has to stop. The President of the United States has ordered us to stop it, and that's what this task
Who
force
makes
is
this
going to
shit?
do.
Alright, shut up. Moving on. Moving on.
Some breaking news coming in from our
I'm not pausing it. Why is it doing that?
RT. Got actually 3 breaking news stories. So RT says Iran has launched the 85th wave of missiles and drones at a heavy industries belonging to the aggressive American Zionist entity of the IRIB. The IRGC adds a U.S. F-16 was hit in south of Faris province. So they look like they've taken down or at least hit another F-16. All of our fighter jets, complete air dominance, Trump told us. Well, it doesn't look like it anyways. So we got 3 big breaking stories. Now let's jump over to this clip by this Iranian general explaining how that U.S. forces are being forced to flee and they are hiding in local hotels and areas around their military bases because their military bases have been completely destroyed. And then after that, we're going to jump into this clip from CNN and we're going to show you guys how CNN is having a confrontation. One of the Israeli senators put a female journalist in a chokehold. You're going to want to see this, but check out this first clip.
We had previously warned that the aggressor American military, due to the decisive offensive by our armed forces and the destruction of their bases in the region, have been forced to flee and are now hiding outside their own bases. In the past hours, 2 of their hideouts were identified. In the first, over 400 individuals, and in the second, more than 100 had been concealed. Both locations were then targeted and struck by precision missiles and drones launched by the valiant men of the aerospace and naval forces of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The truly very heavy casualties were inflicted upon them. For many hours, ambulances have been busy transporting the American commanders and soldiers who were killed and wounded. Trump and the commanders of the American army must have clearly understood that this entire region will inevitably transform into a graveyard for American soldiers, and they will find no other path but to completely surrender to the divine will of the heroic people and the courageous fighters of Islam. And victory comes only from Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise.
Every day, Trump tries to convince us that we're winning this war, and every day, Iran continues to fire another wave of rockets. They are relentless. They have absolutely destroyed Israel. The Iron Dome has collapsed. The IDF is collapsing in real time, and now the IDF settlers and soldiers are putting CNN journalists in headlocks. Check this out.
Rifles aimed directly at us, Israeli soldiers order us to the ground. Producer Abir Salman identifies us as journalists before translating the soldiers' commands.
Sit down, sit down, sit down.
So the soldiers just immediately came up and started pointing their weapons directly at us, telling everyone to sit down immediately. Obviously, we're not posing any threat here. The commander comes straight for our camera, and within seconds, a soldier has just put photojournalist Cyril Theophilus in a chokehold, forcing him to the ground.
Don't touch him like that.
The soldier who assaulted Theophilus continues to demand he turn off his camera before another smacks my phone. We've come to the West Bank village of Taysir, where Israeli settlers have established an outpost considered illegal even under Israeli law. And yet here, the soldiers stand idly by. Soldiers detain us too and walk us back to our vehicle. They say they're trying to establish order between settlers and Palestinians. But as the cameras keep rolling, it becomes clear these soldiers are here in service of the settler movement.
אנחנו פה במקום שלנו, אם אני רוצה... זה הכפר שלך? השטח שלנו. השטח שלנו. כל יהודה ושומרון זה שלנו. חיילים, כן. לא רק של חיילים, של היהודים.
In Taysir, settlers took the land at the expense of 75-year-old Abdullah Darahme. His breathing is labored, his face bloodied, bruised, and swollen.
I'm not going to play any more of that because that does get kind of gross here in a second. His nose is completely smashed in and it shows it. So I'm not going to show it on here. Rough world, guys. I'm blessed to be here, but I'm also kind of cursed at the same time. I have to pay the taxes to fund all this bullshit, which makes me partially complicit. It's like, it makes you just wonder, it's like, do we revolt? Do we do something of a legal means to push back? Do we leave to stop paying so we're not complicit? Like, what's the plan, guys? What's y'all's plan? Does anybody got a plan? Ugh. Updated with video, Iran's drone and ballistic missile city and tunnels inside the 500-meter deep granite mountain in south of
Granite mountains of Yazd, due to their high density, were selected as the best option. Geological reconnaissance operations began in the early 1990s with military precision. Start of excavation, 1998, 8 o'clock. The first TBM, tunnel boring machine, drilling devices were transferred to the classified area. Engineers from Qatam Al-Anbiya headquarters took responsibility for this massive project. Work began by creating camouflaged openings within the rocks. Controlled explosions deep underground marked the first step in splitting the granite. Reverse engineering and localization, 2001. Iran transferred deep tunneling technology from dam construction projects into military use. The first layer of tunnels was designed at a depth of 100 meters for administrative sections. Massive ventilation systems were installed to circulate air in the depths. The black granite of Yazd was the toughest obstacle facing drilling equipment. Phase 2, penetration to 300 meters, 2005. The need for protection against bunker buster bombs increased the project's depth. Spiral pathways were designed to neutralize potential blast waves. Walls were reinforced with thick layers of concrete and metal fibers. This phase turned the missile city into an impenetrable fortress. Arrival of the first shipment, 2009, midnight. The first medium-range Shahab-3 missiles entered underground storage. Internal rail systems were installed for rapid missile transport. Silo launch technology was successfully tested deep underground. Yazd became a strategic storage site for both liquid and solid fuel. Development of Command Section, 2011. The C4I Control and Command Center was established at the deepest point of the mountain. Secure fiber optic communications connected all levels. Survival systems were designed for long-term personnel endurance. Water and food reserves for 6 months were planned. Official unveiling and global shock, 2015. National media broadcast images of missile cities for the first time. The world was astonished by tunnels large enough for missile-carrying trucks. Ahmad and Sajil missiles were displayed on mobile launchers. Although the exact location in Yazd was not disclosed, 500-meter depth became a trend. Smart Launcher Systems, 2018. Missile barrage technology was deployed in Yazd tunnels, a system capable of launching missiles sequentially. Robotic arms were used for rapid missile reloading. This advancement reduced response time to just minutes. Modernization in 2021. Entry of drones. In addition to missiles, underground hangars for attack drones were built. Yazd tunnels were equipped with catapult launch systems for Babel drones. The combination of missile and drone power was achieved in one location. This made Yazd a highly advanced multi-purpose base. Countering electronic warfare, 2022. All walls were covered with a Faraday cage shield. This layer prevents harmful radio waves and electromagnetic pulses from entering. Even in the event of a nuclear explosion at the surface, internal systems remain safe. Cybersecurity reached the highest military standards. 2024. Entry of hypersonic missiles. The Fatah missile was added to the underground arsenal. Advanced storage systems for stable solid fuel were installed. Launch platforms were optimized for speeds exceeding Mach 13. This made the missile city one of the most advanced in the world. Multi-layer structure, security layering. Level 1, decoy exits and radar deception systems. Level 2, fuel storage and final missile assembly workshops. Level 3, personnel dormitories and fully automated industrial kitchens. Level 4, main arsenal and vertical launch silos. Point defense system, 2025. The Yazd Mountains were equipped with Bavar 373 and Desfool systems. Air defense layers secure tunnel entrances. Seismic sensors detect any ground infiltration attempts. Access is only possible through multi-stage biometric gates. Status in 2026, completion of the Granite Shield project. In 2026, this missile city is connected to a central AI system. Launch decisions have become automated in case of communication loss. Tunnels extend dozens of kilometers beneath mountain ranges. This is the largest man-made military structure within igneous rock. Energy management and survival in 2026. Small nuclear plants or surface solar systems provide power. Massive diesel generators are ready for emergencies. Water purification systems draw from deep underground aquifers. The missile city is now a fully independent ecosystem. Underground research and development, R&D. Propulsion laboratories continue research deep underground. Missile scientists work in fully isolated environments on new fuels. Information leakage is impossible due to intelligent surveillance. This is the beating heart of Iran's military science in the new century. Visual and thermal camouflage of exits. Missile exits are covered with movable artificial boulders. Cooling systems eliminate thermal signatures. Spy satellites cannot detect entrances or exits. Thermal invisibility technology reached maturity in 2025. Missile distribution network, Metro of Death. High-speed electric trains transport missiles between silos. If one silo is identified, missiles are immediately...
Who thought of all this shit?
This underground rail network doubles operational
I
flexibility.
bet China,
the speed
like...
of transporting a 7-ton missile is remarkable. Personnel psychology at 500
I bet
meters
China
depth.
figure all this shit out for them.
Day and night cycles. Walls are covered with calming natural...
I don't know, are the
military
Iranians
psychiatric
this
teams continues to monitor
advanced?
personnel health. Working at such depth
We
requires
just been
strong
lied
psychological
to.
resilience. 2026.
I don't know, man.
Connections
They were like
to nationwide missile
towel
network.
heads and everything
Yazd tunnels
else
are connected
like
to missile cities in Kerman, an integrated defense
2
network to
years
form
ago.
central Iran's desert.
This synergy enables national-level strategic maneuverability. Iran now possesses an underground missile continent.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and share as much as you
I
can.
don't
Let
know.
the
That
world see the
seems
truth.
a little bit exaggerated. That might be propaganda. What do y'all think? Y'all think that's true? It could be. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? James O'Keefe says this is promising, providing an incentive for whistleblowing, including citizen reporters. It is the only sustainable path for those who do it. Every whistleblower I've met has suffered for doing the right thing. New York Post puts out, healthcare fraud whistleblowers could make millions as Bessent cracks down on sprawling scams. So I guess if you want to make some money being a journalist, you can go out and expose some fraud and make, well, make sure you check on this just to be sure, because I don't want to tell you wrong. But I heard it's between, just depending on the amount of fraud that you expose, you might get 10 to 30% of that. That might be your reward, literally. If you expose a certain amount of fraud, you might get 10 to 30%. I'm sure it's probably going to be lower than 10%, but, you know, that they got to say that stuff to help market it, help get people interested in doing it. And the reason I'm not covering these videos, Day 28, War on Iran, I mean, I don't want to cover too old of news. If it was like Day 29 or Day 30 of the war, which I'll probably come across before too long. Actually, I might just go to their page and see if they got a Day 30. We'll watch the most recent one instead of like, the hell's all this? You don't have a Day 30 of the war? What do you have, like, what is all this BS? Oh, they're just reporting like random shit. Oh my god. We're only 2 hours deep into this shit. I might not be able to find it then. Okay, well in that case, gotta go back up here. Let's click on media. Yeah, man. Where's your Day 30 War on Iran? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what Al Jazeera's
Iran blows
got
up
to
a
say.
U.S. surveillance plane in Saudi Arabia as Israel expands its invasion of Lebanon. And Pakistan hosts peace talks as Trump says he wants Iran's oil. 30 days of war are reshaping the Middle East, exposing a fragile global economy and forging new political alliances. Here's what you need to know.
איראן היא לא אותה איראן, חיזבאללה הוא לא אותו חיזבאללה, וחמאס הוא לא אותו חמאס.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's tone is celebratory as he expands his invasion of southern Lebanon. More than 1 million people, a sixth of the country's population, has been displaced since Israeli forces invaded most of this area below the Litani River. Israel says it wants to create a so-called buffer zone south of the Litani to secure its northern towns, which Hezbollah has been attacking in retaliation for the war in Iran. But now it wants to go further, ordering the displacement of people living as far north as the Zahrani River as its buffer zone expands. Israel has repeatedly violated a ceasefire with Lebanon since November 2024, claiming the government wasn't doing enough to disarm Hezbollah. Lebanon says Israel's continuous attacks undermine that process, but that its army had cleared the area south of the Litani. Now Israel is gearing up to occupy the south, saying that the 1 million people they pushed out won't be coming back. To pave the way for this, they've unleashed brutal bombing raids, blowing up bridges and leveling whole neighborhoods. This echoes Israel's occupation of Lebanon in 1982, when it took over the south and besieged Beirut. At the time, the justification was pushing out the Palestine Liberation Organization and its leader, Yasser Arafat. But their 12-year occupation gave rise to a new opponent, Hezbollah, who drove them out in 2000. So what exactly does Israel hope to achieve this time around? Meanwhile, panic spreads in southern Israel after interceptions from an Iranian missile struck a gas pipeline near a chemical plant in Beersheba. Civilian infrastructure has increasingly been targeted by Iran after Israel attacked its energy sites, desalination plants, and universities. Iran has also continued to strike targets in Kuwait, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, damaging the radar system at Kuwait International Airport and destroying a U.S. surveillance aircraft stationed at the Prince Sultan Air Base near Riyadh. These images, verified by AFP, show an attack on the airbase which took place on Friday, leaving more than 15 U.S. troops injured, 5 in serious condition.
Are you considering still putting boots on the ground, and would you do that without going to Congress?
I just have lots of alternatives. We have tremendous numbers of ships over there, and we have a group. It's really a new regime. It's a new group of people that we've never dealt with before, that are acting very reasonable. It is truly regime change.
Donald Trump says negotiations with Iran are going extremely well, but that he also wants to take Iran's oil. In an interview with the Financial Times, the US president said he may try and take control of Khark Island, Iran's main export hub for crude. He also gave us a hint as to who he's been talking to, according to him at least, confirming speculation that it was Iran's parliamentary speaker, Mohammad Baqir Ghalibaf. Trump claims that Ghalibaf personally oversaw the passage of at least 10 Pakistani-flagged oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz as a gift to the White House. The problem is, no one in Iran is acknowledging this, least of all Ghalibaf himself, who says that Trump is simply trying to cool the oil market before it reopens on Monday. Brent crude is now at $115 a barrel, just $3 shy of its price at the start of the Ukraine war. Meanwhile, messaging from Iran's leaders remains defiant. warning the U.S. against any attempt at a ground invasion.
شکی نیست رئیس جمهور آمریکا با فشار سازمان تروریستی موساد به دلیل سوابقش در پرونده اپستین بازیچه دست نخست وزیر رژیم صهیونیستی در جنگ و تجاوز به ایران شد.
So where are these peace talks happening? Foreign ministers from Pakistan, Egypt, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia are in Islamabad for a two-day summit. Pakistan has in recent weeks become a key interlocutor between Washington and Tehran, though it's unclear whether either side will attend the talks in person. In September 2025, Saudi Arabia signed a mutual defense pact with Pakistan, and there's been speculation that that pact could be invoked in light of Iran's attacks on Saudi targets. For now, both countries say they're committed to a path of de-escalation. That's it from me today. Stay with us on Al Jazeera for all your updates in the war on Iran.
Investigators raided the Paris offices of Swiss bank Edmond de Rothschild as part of a corruption investigation into a diplomat named in documents linked to late U.S. sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the financial prosecutor's office said on Tuesday. The name of Fabrice Aydin, a middle-ranking French diplomat who was seconded to the United Nations from 2006 to 2013 and later worked at the bank, appeared in more than 200 documents released by the U.S. Justice Department. These include emails he is alleged to have sent Epstein between 2010 and 2016 from his personal and UN accounts. It's nice that he was doing it on the government email as well, just for record keeping. Make sure, hey, in the future, obviously, I'm talking with my good buddy Jeff, nothing to hide here. Want to make sure everyone, including two assholes in Hoboken, later doing a podcast, will be able to review these transcripts and discuss them because, again, nothing to hide.
It's like signing up for Brazzers with your school email.
That's right.
.edu.
That's right. I definitely never did that before.
I didn't either. I should have, looking back on it. But anyway.
All right. So some of the emails reviewed by Reuters show the transfer of UN Security Council briefings and other confidential documents to Epstein during that period. It sounds like a Hillary Clinton laptop scandal.
Yeah.
Aydin has denied wrongdoing. The French Foreign Ministry has also begun an administrative investigation and disciplinary proceedings against Aydin. They are taking this very seriously. I don't have a good French accent. The ministry and Aydin's lawyer did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The search was carried out on Friday. This is what I was referring to in the presence of Ariane de Rothschild, the Swiss bank's boss. A source close to the bank said Edmond de Rothschild, the bank, was cooperating fully with the justice system in the investigation. How do you cooperate with a justice system that you probably finance the people that they work for?
You say, hey, I'm thinking 11. They're like, oh, we were thinking 10. Do 11.
Do 11.
Like, okay, you got it, boss.
That's exactly what you and I are on the same page.
Yeah, come on.
So adding, the internal inquiry has been launched as soon as suspicions emerged concerning the former employee who worked at the bank from 2014 to 2016. Okay. So there's a few things here. Obviously, something is better than nothing, but it could all be for show. Mm-hmm. Some of the suspicions you already mentioned, Deef, I share with you. It's like, is this just kind of like, let's feed the fucking plebs something, a little bread and circus, call it a day. By the way, there's a war going on. People forget about this by Monday in the news cycle.
Yep.
But they weren't counting on a Saturday episode of our podcast. So we're going to do our little part.
Come on now.
There's another point here. He was listed as, what did it say, Deef? A seconded what to the UN?
Seconded. He was a French diplomat seconded into the United Nations from 2006 to 2013.
So he wasn't like the ambassador to the UN. He wasn't the head honcho and all that. And this I can't believe I haven't thought of this to this point. This is kind of an oversight on my part. But these are more the people I would have expected to see Jeffrey Epstein dealing with in emails. Because obviously we see these emails. It's not to say he hasn't dealt with people like this. And by these people, I'm referring to more like middlemen. Like,
for sure.
Not the janitor, but not the head honcho. Yep. Somewhere in between. Obviously, again, like we've seen some people where that is probably what they are in the emails, but a lot of these emails are with the billionaire, the fucking Rothschilds, literally with Ariane de Rothschild, the actual ambassador from country A to country B, the future or former director of CIA, the head of DARPA, like all these different, the former prime minister of fucking Israel, all these people who are extremely high level. And the reason I point this out is because you guys have heard me talk about the book Gideon's Spies before. And just as a refresher, that's from the late 90s. It was basically an inside view into Mossad, if you will. And one of the things that's talked about, I believe, right in the first chapter, in the first chapter of that book, is how they really train, in this case, the Mossad Katyas. I think that's the term. I forgot to check if that's exactly what it is, so check me in the comments on that. But how they train the Katyas, the case agents, to target people. And the example they were using, you've heard me talk about on a recent episode, which was the Katya who was in Paris, who was under codename like Henry or Peter or something like that, when he was going to Deef and my favorite hotel that they let us into one time, the Ritz in Paris, side story there. But when he was going to the Ritz and trying to develop a source, he wasn't targeting, again, the janitor, because that's too low, but he also wasn't targeting the hotel manager or any of the very high-level people there who are extremely directly connected in more of, say, a power position to the VIP guests that come there. Instead, he was targeting, as he was taught, someone in the middle. And in this case, it was the designated driving chauffeur for the guests, which was Henri Paul, who ended up being the driver, who was intoxicated, who drove Princess Diana out the back door on Rue Cambon, eventually to her death. And obviously, there's a lot of other things that probably happened there. But you get the point. That was actually the source at the hotel.
U.S. Marines are filing emergency conscientious objector claims in an effort to avoid deployment in the ongoing war against Iran. Thomas Massey says if America would embrace capitalism and reject cronyism in health care, agriculture, military contracting, insurance, media, technology, and banking, we would experience a renaissance unprecedented in human history. From 2 days ago. Khag Drogo puts out Israel cracks down on the anti-war protest. This was over the weekend.
predictions. Everything that the media is now going to say about Iran's going to close the Strait of Hormuz and energy prices are going to go crazy and all these, none of this is going to come to pass. That isn't to say there won't be little bumps here and there in the market, and it's not to say one random thing, bad thing might happen to a ship or something like that. But Iran has basically, their military has basically been decimated.
I don't study how to polish boots or how to have egg salad on my chest or any of that stuff. I study world history, military operations, talk to experts, study intelligence, study information warfare, study the known reported war games of all this. And this is known. So Levin and those like, oh, Jones isn't a military expert. They both attack me saying that. What does that mean? The military experts told Trump don't do this. I sure as hell can read the reports and intelligence reports, which I don't even know if you guys do that. You're just given some talking point by Israel and by Netanyahu. And above him, the big central banks want to plunge our economy and want to create a world depression. That's what this is really about. This is a lot bigger than just Iran. But was I right about this being a quagmire and then they need ground troops to the Strait of Hormuz and they could close the Strait of Hormuz? Or was Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro, I can play the clips I have of them saying this is a few days, a week at max, don't listen to these traitors. They're liars. They're lying to you. They're sucking us all into this. They were all never Trumpers. And I'm disgusted that his recovery and so many of his great things he's doing is in jeopardy now because of this. It makes me sick to my stomach. Go ahead and go to Dave Rubin and his prediction. That didn't age very well.
Allow me to make a prediction here in my prediction stuff. I'm not polymarket, I'm not call sheet, but I'm pretty good at predictions. And my prediction here is that everything that the media is now going to say about Iran's going to close the Strait of Hormuz and energy prices are going to go crazy and all these, none of this is going to come to pass. That isn't to say there won't be little bumps here and there in the market, and it's not to say one random thing, bad thing might happen to a ship or something like that. But Iran has basically, their military has basically been decimated. So they can keep doing PR stunts and having the second general of the 4th Command of the 3rd Wing of the Iranian Army show up on MSNBC. They can keep do that and make his threats and say, we're going to let things through if we like you and not if we don't. But it just is utterly irrelevant. We are the sheriff.
We're the sheriff when it comes to air superiority, but not once you go boots on the ground against a hardened military that is not vertical, but is horizontal. They're designed for this. They've been waiting for this. The U.S. spent $30 billion, back then that'd be like $200 billion or more, in an 8-year war funding Iraq to attack them with our satellites and everything, and we couldn't beat them. And they had tanker toy weapons back then. These people are bad news. But who's worse, who walked us into this disaster on purpose for the globalists. So let's just read some of the headlines here. Look at these. Iran warns you.
I'm gonna move on from that. I guess we're into yesterday's news now. That's okay. We're starting to wrap back around. Odd theory or propaganda, I said. Iran's central bank holds one of the largest undeclared gold reserves on Earth, 127 billion stored in underground vaults beneath Tehran. This person speculates this gold was never Iran's. It was moved there between 2009 and 2016 during the Obama administration. So this post is claiming that Obama basically stole our gold and moved it to Iran. Would you believe that theory? I don't know. That one's kind of hard to wrap my head around, but not saying it's impossible. Not saying it's possible either. People think that once I lean one way, it means I lean the other, and it's like, no, it just means I don't know. Where's my mouse at? Okay. I'm trying to start this game in the background, and it's fucking with my screen. Excuse my French. Are you gonna start the game? Do I need to click on it? Is that why I need... What do you want from me right now, computer? You're not communicating. Okay, there we go. There we go. Gonna go back to this screen. And then if it will let me, I'm gonna put my other thingy so I can have this thingy. Put the screen on the screeny. And then we'll get to play the game. Damn it. I like went cross-eyed for a second. I was like, what am I doing? There we go. What is up on my screen now? What is up with that? Ain't right. Ain't right. How you doing? Not moving. Biatch. Biatch. I need you to move for me. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Why is it so screwed up now? Man, this computer's all whack. Don't ever buy a whack computer, y'all. Alright, what am I doing now? Press the button, press this button, and then screen that button. There we go. There we go. Now we're making progress, I think. Alrighty. Jeez, screwed up that screen now. Screwed up this one too. Alright, we're getting through it though. We're getting through this. Joel Webben says the biggest takeaway from CPAC, the youth are ours. I always hate whenever people put our hours next to each other. Our and ours. It's just two words that don't need to sit next to each other. We were recognized everywhere. Staffers, media, college group presidents, influencers, and political candidates. Everyone who loved us was under 40 and completely aligned on the biggest scenes. The next generation won't support Israel. They are done with egalitarianism. I hate that word. So stupid. They are not race blind. Every woman we talked to agreed women probably shouldn't vote. What? I mean, I think it's kind of funny. I don't know why that's funny, but it is kind of funny. I don't know. I guess I've been conditioned to see women as equals for so long that maybe it does kind of raise an eyebrow. But I don't know. I mean, we're not equal. I'm not saying they can't vote, though. Like, at least, like, my one condition, if that ever were to be a thing, like, it needs to... Like, they need to pass a lie test to vote. Like, if we were to meet in the middle, is kind of what I mean. You know? It's like, just basically the lying women can't vote. Like, maybe just liars in general shouldn't be able to vote. I don't know. We'll come up with something. We'll get there, guys.
We have emissaries, but we also are dealing directly. And as you know, they've agreed to send 8 boats 2 days ago, and then they added another 2, so it was 10 boats. And now today they gave us as a tribute, I don't know, I can't define it exactly, but they gave us, I think out of a sign of respect, 20 boats of oil, big boats of oil, going through the Hormuz Strait. And that's taking place starting tomorrow morning. Over the next couple of days, a lot of boats. We have emissaries, but we also are dealing direct.
So now we have 20 boats coming from Iran somehow, some way. Like, are they just... Here's what I think is happening. It's almost like other countries are allowing other extra boats through just so they can, like, send it to the United States. I mean, I don't know if that's what's happening, but that's what it kind of looks like. Just my opinion there. A new highly mutated COVID variant called Cicada is spreading quickly in at least 25 U.S. states, says the general. I don't know what other source that comes from. I didn't see it anywhere else. It's not too pressing because it doesn't seem like too many people are talking about it. I just saw him post about it last night. Gen X girl. Looks like she's targeting Senator Cory Booker or something. We learned JDL plotted to assassinate an American. The assassin was apprehended in Hoboken, New Jersey. I don't know.
Shalom and welcome to Listen World, Listen Jew, a series dedicated to unfiltered voices, untold stories, and the unyielding spirit of the Jewish people. In a world that often turns a deaf ear to our truths, we invite you to listen closely to hear the echoes of history, resilience, and hope that define us. Today, we begin with a powerhouse of conviction and action. Please join me in welcoming Chaim Ben Pesach, former chairman of the Jewish Defense League, founder of the Jewish Task Force, and a lifelong warrior for Jewish rights and dignity. Chaim, it's an honor to have you here. What message do you have for the world listening today?
My message, I have two messages. I have one for the Jews and one for the righteous Gentiles. My message for the Jews is that they have to wake up. They have a special mission that they have to carry out, that Hashem demands of them, that we live in very exciting times, but we have to understand the nature of the challenges that we're facing. And for the righteous Gentiles, I will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse thee, it says in Bereshit, the book of Genesis in the Bible. They have to also support Israel and the Jews.
And that's something that I've been pushing in some of our articles lately and to some of our members is that, you know, let's stop caring what the goyim think. They're going to think what they're going to, we already know what they're going to think. We already know what they're going to say. So what's the point of even caring? You know what I mean? Let's do what's right for Jews. Jews first. You know what I mean? Let's care about Jews first and not even care, you know, because, and it just seems to be the same thing from back then. And it's a shame, you know, that after all these decades, it's there, you know, the establishment, the mainstream of secular Jews are all still the same exact way, you know?
I think I should add, though, at this point, something very important, because you are restarting the Jewish Defense League.
OpenAI researcher quits, says a company is hiding AI's dark truths and warning of serious risks to society. And then we got these robot dogs just walking around waving at us. Very good robotics company from China, Unitree. Holy smokes, President Trump just said it's time to expose weak Republican senators who refuse to nuke the 60-vote filibuster.
Pass the filibuster, I wouldn't even bring it up. They're going to pass it within the first hour. If they take power, and it's more likely that they take power if we don't do it, because we're not going to be passing any legislation. They're not going to approve anything. We're going to go 3.25 years. There won't be one bill that we're going to pass, because the easiest thing to pass is exactly right now what they won't pass. And they'll do that, and they'll wreak havoc. But let's assume they get in. They're doing it anyway, so it wouldn't matter. They're doing it anyway. And, you know, I have a case where I have great U.S. attorneys that can't be approved because of the blue slips. The blue slips, I think you should terminate blue slips, too. It's a mental termination because it's really a custom. But if you have a Democrat senator or two is bad, but it doesn't make any difference. If you have one senator writes a negative letter on some great U.S. attorney, we had it in Manhattan, Southern District. Jay Clayton, one of the most respected lawyers in the whole country, by far, one of the most respected, and couldn't get approved. The courts approved him. The courts couldn't believe it. They did it like instantly.
Minnesota.
He went to the best schools, got the best marks, top of his class. Everything was perfect. I mean, he was like lived the perfect life. Went to Sullivan and Cromwell.
Who works as a lineman or works as a construction worker, works in any job that requires hard work, dedication, focus, who's worried about his ability to support for and provide his family. And then imagine that he has a neighbor who's a Somali refugee who arrived 2 years ago and has a Mercedes and no financial stress and no worries at all in the entire world and never seems to ever go to work at all because he just went to an office in the state, lied on a piece of paper, and got unlimited free money forever for life. That is the system that is being run, and that is the corruption that this task force under the leadership of the vice president is going to demolish. And I'll just give Minnesota.
AOC broke law by spending $19,000 in campaign cash on ketamine therapy shrink for personal use. Israeli government officials openly accused Netanyahu for October 7th. The world knows.
אני מאשימה אותך, בנימין נתניהו. מאשימה אותך בטבח ה-7 באוקטובר. האסון הגדול ביותר שידעה המדינה.
Oh, wait, we already covered that one.
It's a shame. They should really just go to a filibuster.
Hi everyone, it's Chair Shasti Conrad here. I want to talk a little bit about this really nasty, ugly piece of legislation that's moving through U.S. Congress right now, and that is the SAVE Act. It's a Republican-pushed bill to basically make it harder to vote. It's all about voter suppression. We have learned that it would impact at least 1.5 million Washingtonians because you have to match your birth certificate to the name that you used to vote, and a lot of people have changed their names. All of our Democratic House members voted against it. And we are pretty certain that our U.S. senators will as well. But make sure that you call people, you call your senators and tell them to kill this bill. And also, you can send a thank you note to the House members who voted correctly. Thank you very much. Keep it up. Hi, everyone. It's Chair Shasti.
Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this game, guys. I've tortured us with the news for far too long now. I don't even know if this is a recent... Yeah, that's from October of last year, I think, looks like. October and November. Depends on where they put their month and date. I know certain countries flipped the numbers around, so it's hard to tell. Anti-war protesters in Israel vow to bring down the government of death.
אנחנו אלפי אנשים כאן, והמשטרה מפזרת אותנו בכוח. אחרי שהגענו אלפי אנשים לבימה, בתל אביב להפגין, המשטרה מפזרת אותנו בכוח. אנחנו אומרים, לא נפסיק להיאבק נגד מלחמת הנצח, נגד המלחמה באיראן, בלבנון, בעזה. אנחנו כאן כדי להגיד שמגיע לנו חיים. משבוע לשבוע אנחנו גדלנו, והיום למעלה מ-1,500 אנשים הגיעו לכאן לתל אביב להפגנה, ועוד 25 מוקדים ברחבי הארץ יצאו איתנו להפגין, וזה מה שכל כך כל כך גרם למשטרה לנסות לפגוע בנו ולא לאפשר לנו, כי הם רואים איך אנחנו מתחזקים. אנחנו אלפי אנשים כאן, והמשטרה מפזרת אותנו בכוח. אחרי שהגענו אלפי...
Israel is now calling for the assassination of Syrian president and former ISIS commander al-Jalani, whom they helped put in power. Isn't this the same guy that visited Trump earlier this year? Am I thinking of somebody else? Or maybe it was last year. Alright, the Marine Corps just told its reservationists, doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants with weekend warrior training to check their readiness for possible large-scale mobilization linked to Iran. Readiness will be assumed and not questioned. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is that the most recent one?
At Thursday's cabinet meeting,
I don't feel like covering that tonight. We're gonna jump into the game. These old ladies can get the F out of the way. We're going to the game tonight. Let's think about the game. Yeah, it's game time. It's game time. Yeah, it's definitely game time. I'm wasting time now. I just realized, like, I was wasting, like, an extra 15 minutes. My bad, guys. My bad! One more thing. Let's start this music. I don't want it to be too loud, though. Loud enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not control it. Is that too loud?
All right, Katik, how do we fix this droid problem?
Can your speeder go over water?
If it's shallow.
We gotta deal with that first. My friend Demin Wexy can get you a hydro repulsor. He's got some family in Sashin village. Ask around them.
Carrie, Surat contacted me. Sounds like he has a job for you.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm doing this. It's been like 2 months since I played this game, so I'm just like, what? Got some new stuff? Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Let's use that one. Outlaw gear. I don't get more outlaw gear. Let's do it. Safe to sell. Anything else? Gotta go to mechanics.
Oh, that's a surprise.
be in here. Oops. Am I gone? How did I even get over here? Why am I way over here? What is that? Research station? Was I about to do something? Still not that location. Okay, I don't know. It's the same area. Alright. Just fast travel then. Takes me a second to get things figured out. Now I'm starting to jumble up my words like Trump does. Very busy.
I don't think that it'll be hard. Do that.
I'm in the right place.
Interested in joining the Empire?
It's behind that wall over there.
We could always use it.
The way around, maybe? About right.
Hey, ND5 said you had a job for me.
Your droid said you're from Canto. You must be familiar with the Farbiers, then.
Yeah, I've seen the races.
The Alcazar's losing credits from the Farbier table. That's not normal.
Well, races aren't fixed all the time.
Not here. When someone's running scams at my cantina, I better be involved. You need to find out how they're doing it.
So So, who am I after?
You want me to do your job? Ask around the Fabia table.
Sure. And you'll cover my bet if I pull this off, right?
No. Now get out.
Don't mind me.
Labels again over there.
You there.
Hey, win anything today?
Wish. You wouldn't think a father named Lucky Comet would lose me this many credits.
You know, I saw someone here the other day winning everything but the table. Must be nice.
That was probably Wheeler. Don't let her fool you. It's not all down to chance. I swear that Aquilish has an inside track.
Huh, how's that?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her friends at the repair shop. And watch your back, though.
Get out of here.
You. I'm in need of assistance.
I want to get back to the main mission soon. Side quests are not very fun for me.
Stay quiet, Nix.
How's turnout this year?
Excellent. 40% more than our last recruitment phase.
Something smells good.
Where's the repair shop at?
I was. Why do you think they sent me here?
You'd think someone who won that many credits would be a little less cheap.
This looks like a repair shop. Oh, never mind.
You're not talking about Weirla, are you?
You know her?
It's complicated.
Of course it is. Ever since she started winning big at the Fadias, she's been different.
Yeah, you're telling me.
She's loaded, but she's still down here in the storm drains with the rest of us.
And she still won't pay us for the machine we set up for her in the Pike District.
Where's the money going?
You find out, you tell me.
Weirla's friends mentioned her arcade machine. Bet I'll find her there.
It is inside the Sabak parlor.
Looking for something special?
Damn it, why did they get Pikes to guard? I don't want to play frickin' Sabak again. I hate that game. Let's open up the door. That was easy. Not it. Is that the door? Oh, right next to it.
Hey, open that up. Come on, Wirla. You can afford to help me out. I know you want all those credits. I told you, I can't. You think I believe that? I've seen how much you pulled.
If I give you any credits, you'll be dead right tomorrow. Sorry, I just got the message I need to go. Just leave me alone.
I think we need that data pack.
How do I get it?
See what they've got. Nice work, Nix. Now, let's get out of here so we can test the rat.
I forgot how to do it for a second. Come on, buddy, get on out of here. See, I'm about to kill this guy. Taking too long, bro.
I found your father winner. It's someone named Weirla. But she's just a small part of some bigger racket.
So all you got me was a name.
No, also location. She's meeting with someone to hand over the winnings at a farm outside of Nira.
Then I suppose you're going to that meeting too.
Yeah, I'm on it. Are you gunning or running these days?
Is that really all you got?
Been a pleasure.
No way. I want to get back to the main quest. Jeez. Where's that at? Can't go that way. Get out of here.
Hey, you.
Going back the same way.
Come on in and take a look.
Good.
I'll file the report when I get back.
What's feedback at? You're right here. Hell yeah.
Hang on tight.
I feel like riding my feedback right now. Roads are busy. Oops. Oh shit. There's. I didn't even think I hit that tree.
Ready next? Should be meeting any minute now.
No mistakes.
Up top.
That's a crowd.
All the credits are there. I checked it twice. I will be confirming that.
There's Weirla, but who is she talking to? I better get closer. Let's be quiet next. We gotta hear what's going on.
should be respected.
Nope. What's this guy? I don't know, I figured I had to go inside.
Doing business with the Pikes, huh?
I haven't been careful. I've been following your orders, and I am following mine.
That doesn't sound good. Hate Pikes. I don't know why, I just do.
The Pikes are behind it. I think they're fixing the races.
How? Those races are run from Canto Pike.
Oh my god! That actually scared me.
Where was I? I'm not sure, but I'll look into their operation and find
Let's
out.
get over here, and then we'll call our bike.
Here on Akiva. You can start there.
They're kind of alerted now. I need to get out of here. Can you get over here faster, please? Please and thank you. Bro.
Go! They're coming our way!
Shit. Let's go. We're out. I went the wrong way. I'm not wanted. How did I end up in Pike territory? Damn. I got some balls. Oh shit, we're here.
Any idea what I'm looking for here?
Okie dokie. Where am I going? I don't even know, man. Can I throw my thing up there? Can I throw that up there? Why can't I like latch onto that thing? Because my speed bike's in the way? I forgot what button I pressed. I don't know, but they're about to abandon their search, so that's good. Okay, abandon your search, go away. I'm glad they're dumb. That helps. What button do I press? I honestly don't know what button I pressed. Wrong button. What am I doing here? Do I need to move this bike? Maybe that's what it does.
Let's go!
Leave it right here.
Whoa!
Why can't have a grappling hook or something? I thought I did that. Shit. I like to set him off now. Why can't I latch onto that? So strange. Oh, that's a whistle. Oops. I must not have a grappling hook. Shit, what the fuck? Why did they come over here? Did I live? No, I didn't. I pressed the frickin' heal button. It was so random, they just like randomly showed up. As soon as I like turned the corner. Yeah, I'm still here. Can I get up here now? Why doesn't that work? I don't know what button I pressed. Why won't it let me? Fuck it. I don't care anymore.
Gotta keep quiet, Nix.
Get up there. What the hell? I have to go up there? Another way around? Hate pikes. What in the world? That's weird. I'm gonna assume this is the right way. Wrong button. Get over it. Oh, wait, maybe I'm supposed to go that way.
Keep moving, Nix. They're headed for us.
Better not be. Oh, now it's gonna let me. It wasn't popping up earlier. I knew I was pressing the right button. Going over there. Really? There's no other better way?
I lost 800 credits at the Fathiers yesterday.
You're not using the tips from Alan. He pays off the jockeys for a reason.
He works for the casino. How can you trust him?
He knows what will happen.
Just hang on. All right, what were you saying?
He knows what will happen if he crosses us.
Sounds like the next test for the race is the path of the champions gotta be around the corner.
Oh, don't sound the alarm.
They won't quit.
That's close.
I'm not letting up.
Alright, what am I doing that for?
Okay, we got what we needed. Let's go next. Before I check in with Surratt, maybe I should see if this intel on the next race is any good. This'll work.
don't use grenades. I never figured that out, did I? Lots of junk around here. Oh shit, 1 second. That's the alarm.
Okay then.
Oops, that was a little bit too far. Oh fuck. Too far again. Come on, bike, yeah. There
Part
it
of
is.
walking next? Here we go next.
Oh shit. As soon as I fucking looked away. Get off. How do I get off? Quit getting off. Press the button. Whatever.
Okay, we lost him.
Watch where you're going, damn it. Why don't they like try to evade? I mean, I saw him. I just didn't want to move. I guess I can leave this here. Knock it off. I pressed that button like 10 times earlier. Just delayed.
I can't believe you lost all that stuff.
I didn't mean to.
This is the last time you get to pick a hiding spot.
We've used that cave so many times and never had this problem before. I didn't know the waterfall would overflow. Yeah, you didn't either.
Well, what are we going to do? All of the loot is stuck up there. If any of it survives.
We just have to call this job a loss.
One second.
All citizens on Akiva are expected to carry their identicards or other forms of documentation at all times.
the clue? They need to put it on the screen because I wasn't paying attention earlier. Oops. What's the clue? Where do I find the clue? I hate Sabak. Is this it? Damn. More factions than I anticipated. Damn dirty pikes. I barely see the Hut cartel. It seems like it. Oh, this planet's got all the cute animals. Got all the weird ones. Shira.
The Alcazar is starting to become my favorite watering hole this side of the core. I can say a thing or two about the owner, but it's a solid place to get information. In this business, you don't get it.
Want no damn Sabak, man. I'm gonna have to learn the stupid game just so I can get through the missions that involve Sabak. Alright, that.
Heading off the track.
Yeah, I think I need to put a bed, but I don't remember what I frickin'... Is that the one, I guess? That's the only one that's, like, lit up. That high, I don't give a shit.
Looks like our jockeys are getting ready.
Am I winning? No.
Come on, come on.
Hell yeah. Where's the finish line at? Oh, baby. No, 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 no! Came in second. Do I win a little?
What do you know? The intel was right. Guess I should talk to Sarat.
Really?
You. I'm in need of assistance.
Don't care. Talk to me.
Enjoying your winnings?
What do you want?
We know you are working for Surat. We want you to keep him in the dark.
You paying?
You're a fucking pike. I ain't listening to
And
shit.
as long as he knows nothing of our arrangement, you will be rewarded.
All right. I'll think about it.
I ain't gonna think about nothing. I'll think about nothing, but nothing with you. Well, not with you. Never mind. That doesn't make sense. Nor did it sound right. What's up, bro? I don't like hang out with robots much. No, that's not what I wanted. I want to talk to him. What's up, bro?
Something tells me you don't like working here.
Is it that obvious? You see, I am a battle droid. I am equipped with a full combat and defense suite, and I have decades of live fire experience. Now, I am retired. My targeting systems have been deactivated for cycles.
I don't know. Working in the cantina must have its perks. Lively customers. Something interesting happening every night.
It does not satisfy my battle lust. The proprietor reprimands me if I break up an altercation by breaking heads. I am suffocating in this work environment.
Buddy.
Do you
Alright, you're boring me. Let's go.
You took your
So mysterious.
Well, the Pikes didn't exactly appreciate me sniffing around.
Tell me what you learned.
They're fixing
Screw the
races.
Pikes.
The Pikes are working with some Canto official, paying off the jockeys.
Good to know. I can use that. And I'll pay their contact.
Yeah, I guess I did pretty good.
You did your job. That'll be all.
Uh-huh.
Alright, go with the huts now. What? What, buddy? Oh, I can pet him. Yeah, I can.
Good boy.
Get one yet? Go back to my ship. See if there's another. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Get out of this room. song too.
Well, I told Surratt everything. Bikes won't be happy when they find out.
Let them be upset. Siding with Surratt was a smart move.
This is some booty dubstep. I got better stuff than this.
Interested in joining?
I think we're just going back towards the ship, aren't I? I think so.
It is said that Nick is the brightest gem in the Outer Rim, and the light of the Hydian Way.
Somebody to talk to out here? I see below somewhere. Oh, I didn't know you could go inside this place. Maybe you can't. I don't know. Looks like you can, but I don't know where to get in there. I don't know, maybe not. There's 10 men. Maybe I need to go check that place out. Alright. Part of the main mission, so I gotta do it.
Failure to respond to Imperial inquiries may lead to an arrest.
Is my bike okay now? Where's my bike? Oh, it's still here. Where's the mechanic at? I ain't talking to the mechanic. Mechanic looks like Smuggler, Taylor, Armor, mechanic. Gotta be a mechanic out here. There it is. Mechanic real quick. Upgrade my speed bike and everything else.
Ship need a tune-up? Hi.
Hey, wait, that's on my ship.
Come on.
I didn't want a ship mechanic. I wanted a mud or a speed bike mechanic. What? You don't work on speed bikes? Where's the speed bike guy?
Prices are good.
Am I crazy?
Back already?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. That's still all I got. So stupid. Why can't I work on my speed bike here?
Come back. I'm sure you'll need us again.
You don't got a speed bike mechanic anywhere?
We only
kind of lame. How do I? Never mind, I don't care. Screw it, let's just leave. It's gonna make everything 10 times more difficult than it should be. I swear, I was trying to like get a bunch of things done today. Hit a brick wall and almost everything I was doing. At least I can upgrade my gun, hopefully. That one. Like the old school look.
Hi, Hank.
Hello, Kay.
Hi, ND5. I'll see you later, ND5.
All right, Kay.
Stop doing this. Let's go to the mission.
Ready to go?
Oh. Okay, apparently I can't go. What? I've been on top of the water before. That doesn't make any sense. Hold up. Gotta be a way around this, right? Let me go over the water before. Thought it did, at least. Maybe it was just shallow. Oh shit. Never mind. That didn't work. see if we can take a look. I might be able to do, but I can't take the bike.
You want to follow
Oh,
those
way.
Kawakis? All right, lead the way, buddy. Take it easy, Nex. Don't want to get hurt.
Weird, it wouldn't let me up. This game's kind of buggy, but not in a horrible way. Just in a slightly annoying way. I got past that. So I don't know how to get through that. Maybe I don't?
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Oh, I can't see a thing. All right, I hear you. I'm coming.
Huh? What do you want? You trying to lead me? Should I be following you right now? I don't know if he's actually leading me anywhere or not.
Finally. No more long grass, okay? I'm gonna have to check you for bugs when we get back.
I think he is leading me.
Oh, nice view. Let's see what we have here. What's up, big guy?
Hey, get me across.
Hold on, Nix.
he's running kind of quick.
Next! Watch out! Oh, you little... Come back, Nix. Next.
What's up with that? They were like shining through the wall.
Okay, let's go before whatever lives here comes back.
I'm not supposed to get up there.
Let's see what you got.
I'm sorry, okay?
What?
Hold on, that way.
I'm not gone. Still not even there yet. I'm on the opposite side of where I want to be. Fuck. I guess they found my bike. Is that what happened?
Let's give those little feet a rest.
Am I missing it? Hold up. Oh, I didn't miss it, okay.
Has been sent to eradicate the pirate camp and recover our stolen goods.
Oops. I thought I was catching the edge of the corner. No, we're not close enough yet.
Let's try.
These maps are huge. Damn it! Oops.
Hang on tight.
Whoa! There's a whole village hidden in the jungle.
I'm not detecting any guards or sentry posts. No security checkpoints. In fact, a very limited presence of technology.
Sounds nice.
Hey, Hopworld, come over here.
Need something?
I've seen how you handle the terrain. You're not too bad on that speeder.
I literally just fell off twice. Wait, what? Bro, I got stuff to do.
You're passing up a real opportunity.
I don't care. I got stuff to do.
No one in town sees him in today. He's not in the shop either. They did that
Oh, man.
Have you been recently?
Not in a while.
We're setting down your nets after a flood. One time I pulled out an entire astromech. Well, almost an entire one.
I didn't think there was anything left of that rusted piece of junk.
The ship was stripped clean long ago, but all sorts of things wash into the lake and get trapped in the wreckage. Some days, it's better than catching fish.
Not going. It's a large area to search.
Did you say Temin? I'm looking for Temin Wexley.
I'm his aunt, Tesno. This is my partner, Shireen. Who are you?
Name's Kay. I need a speeder mod.
This is my partner.
No.
What then?
This is my lesbian partner. Do you like her?
I just need a mechanic.
That's a weird question.
Sorry, Kay. Tensions are a little higher out here. Hammond's dropped off the holomath again. He's probably off scrapping.
He says he's off scrapping. What if he's in trouble again?
I could find him. Where's the best scrap around here?
There's an old junkyard out by the lake. Could try there.
I will. Thanks.
Bro, why is it so far away? They like me. They really like me to travel, don't they? Shit, bro. On purpose. My bike at? Something far, that's good.
Over here. I want to talk.
Let's
Hey, wait. Are you a mechanic? If you're a mechanic, we'll talk. Seriously though, are you a mechanic? Speeder mechanic, hell yeah.
Hey, nice collection of Bala Bala speeders. Got nothing on mine though.
Yeah, I've seen you around on that thing. Nice condition for vintage. Can't believe you've got that old relic running.
My speeder's not that old. Bet it could still outrun anything you have.
Okay, shut up. Get to the menu.
More importantly, it doesn't have that Bala Bala sound.
I don't give a shit.
Drop off 3 messages. They're encoded to keep them confidential. Got an order list right here of who they need to go to.
And? I'm not doing this for free.
Not even for a good cause? Just kidding. Come back when you've finished all the deliveries. You'll get paid.
Anyways, can I
Hey,
like
where am I
shop?
making these deliveries to?
Bro.
Check the order list I gave you. I've got 3 messages that need to be dropped off to Kazu, Maynora, and Trip.
I don't get to the... So I can't use you for... This is the mechanic, right? You are the guy? Hold up. No. Is there another mechanic over here? Yeah. There you are. Hell yeah. Thank you. What is this gonna do? Engine acceleration? Uh-oh. About to get even faster now. I don't know if I need that, but I'll do it anyways. What's this? Central point steering system? Better steering? Oh, that's good. We're gonna need that. I guess I can stab somebody with that? I don't know what that's for.
Come back around anytime.
See you later.
Where's my bike? Where's my bike? Where are you at? Here's where to go. It's just here. Who stole my bike? There it is. How did it end up right next to me?
Hold on.
I might walk right past it. I don't know if the steering's all that much better, honestly. At least the camera pulls back more. That helps. mountain now. Am I going the right way? Shit. Damn, I should have went the other way. Yeah, I need to go the other way. Here we go! Oh, get in! That was fun, man.
Hold tight.
Okay, don't do that. So can I not go that way? Is that what you're telling me? Who put these big-ass mountains in the way? It's the most retarded looking mountain I've ever seen. So can I not take a... Can I not go this way? Oh, I can't because of the water. Damn it. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go this way. Jeez. Oh well. Don't even shoot at me. I was worrying about nothing. Oh shit!
Readiness?
Camera! What the fuck? That was rude. Oh no, is it over here? Oh shit! Man, they did not upgrade my steering. That kind of pisses me off. It said it did. I'm not seeing it though. Turn faster. I was holding it down the entire time. Hold on, come on. Start fighting these guys.
Look, if you hear me off, Surratt's guys already cleaning out.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm an old friend of Gadik's. My name's Kay.
Gadik never talked about you.
Yeah, he wouldn't. But he told me you could mod my speeder.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I've got every part you could want. I mean, mag fins, aftermarket sensors, booster coils.
How about a hydro repulsor?
Oh.
You just said every part I could want.
I mean, I could slap the repulsor on there now, that's no problem, but without some good Durasteel struts, it'd shake loose in a day or two.
And you don't have the struts?
Not since Surratt's guys came through. They took all my best parts to their island.
Tell you what, why don't you get that repulsor hooked up now? I think I can get those struts.
Surratt's shuttle's gonna be somewhere out on the lake. Good luck, Kate.
Hang on tight.
Whew, this thing works great, huh, Nick? I just hope it doesn't give out over the lake.
Where's that shuttle? You got a better look.
So, Katik,
Walking on water now, baby.
My research. I sort of invented a new kind of Viper droid for the Empire. It's faster, smarter, and can hunt in packs.
What? Why would you build that?
I didn't go to a core world academy like the rest of these people. I had to prove myself. I just proved myself a little too well. Now my weapon is loose and I'm at the top of everyone's hit list.
But... Deke, I got a ship. I got a job. We could just go.
It's not just the syndicates. It's killing good people. I cannot leave things like this.
Okay. Let me sort out my speeder. Then we'll fix this together.
Thanks, Kate.
That wreck is huge. Do you think there's anything good left inside?
That's it. Oh. What are you doing over here?
Giventa lopi stufta vargon.
Obama. So long.
I don't know how I was getting it off so far. Must be sleepy. Really, man? How do I get in there?
Hey, Ventatinta Vargo.
Hold on, Nick. There's the shuttle.
Oh, okay, cool. So I had to come up here to see it. Gotcha.
Let's drive.
Why didn't I see that smoke roll before? That's kind of dumb.
Hold tight.
No rock. Only right here. I don't even think I can. Don't think I gotta get in. Get up from over here. Him. These rocks. Oh shit! Now I see it. Gotta jump up there. No. Okay. Gotta wait for the police to. That's some bone, dude. There we go. Did I hit that bird? I think I did. Get off the bike. I pressed the button. Jeez.
I'm tailing a cargo shuttle leaving the lake. Any idea where it's going?
I have it. It's on a landing pad inland.
Tevin? Something just clanged, like really clanged.
That was the hydro repulsor slipping into line. You need to stay off the water until I get it fixed.
Almost up the shuttle. What do these Durasteel struts look like?
Do you know what a regular strut looks like?
Yeah?
Like that, but Durasteel.
Looking for it. You... Come on. Over there somewhere. Why can't I zoom in any further? Stupid. On this.
Whoa.
Over here somewhere.
The struts are still here. Kevin, I found your struts.
That's incredible. Think you can make it back to Mira?
Yeah, no problem. I'll meet you at the speeder dock. This speeder mod had better be worth it.
You can't do anything about my Viper droids if you can't even get around the planet. Trust me, it's necessary.
Why is it always gotta go back to where I like press the button?
Oh, come on! It might get rock ticks! Nice try. What's that music at?
All units, I have a report that the suspect is in Mira. Make sure she is apprehended.
Same song.
Demon, I've got the parts.
Coming monsoon season. Prepare for boarding.
All done. It's no balabala, but it'll get you where you need to go.
Nice work. Hey, Surat's guys aren't messing around. If you're gonna run a shop like this all on your own,
I'm not afraid of Surat.
I'm just saying, with these syndicates, you gotta watch yourself. Or at least get some backup.
I'll think about it. Thanks, Kate. You ever need anything fixed, you know where to come.
Ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Reminder, monsoon season is fast approaching. Even if your home is prepared, pay a visit to your neighbors and make sure their home is ready.
Okay, get off the screen. Bruh. I'm waiting for this stuff to get off the screen, so tell me where to go. Heck yeah. Okay.
Kadeem, I fixed.
Let me make sure real quick. This is what I want. I don't care. Okay.
My speeder. Now, how do we stop your Viper droids from terrorizing the edges of Underworld?
We don't. At least not by ourselves.
Fast travel. It's not fast travel here. Make it real simple.
At least not by ourselves. But I've got friends in the jungle who might be able to help.
What kind of friends are we talking about?
The reliable kind. I'll send you the coordinates when I head to the Imperial base. My credentials are in Burns, so I should be good on my own.
Okay. How's it going with your droid, Smith?
Great. Good. Pretty good.
Right. Well, if you need some extra help, I sent something to the trail base.
Thanks, Jalen. I'll handle it.
metal, son. No direct path out of here. I want to go this way. Pressing the B button.
Stay hidden, okay? Okay, stay quiet, buddy.
Hidden from who? I don't even see anybody.
Okay, let's hear it. That worked.
This is a generator.
This'll do the job.
Oh no! Oh, I gotta do this crap. Is that a vine bridge? Oh, get up here. Just need to climb over there. Not very obvious to me. It's not yet. Wait. Okay. This is now. That's it. Come on, meow. Found nothing. Oh wait, I'm not even over there yet. I'm retarded. Where's my bike at? I thought this is the way.
Let's try.
Okay, let's make sure we go the right way this time. Take a right and then wrap around.
Reliable, huh? Where is everyone? Oh, someone had a rough landing.
Honestly, Gadik, you're the last person I expected to work with the rebels.
Good thing he does. Otherwise, you'd be dead. The Viper droids are getting more aggressive. We need to launch our assault.
Assault?
You're going to infiltrate the base, while my team blows open a path to extract the asset.
Sounds fun. Except last time I worked with rebels, I got a death mark. Save the galaxy yourself. I'm walking.
Told you we couldn't count on her.
The only way this works is with you and the rebels.
I agreed to help clean up your mess, not get in the middle of someone else's war.
This is everyone's war.
Listen, forget the rebels, Kate. A lot of people are going to get hurt because of what I did. You want the droid, Smith? This is the deal. I gotta go. Don't leave me hanging here.
You better be serious about that escape path.
I don't know how things work in the underworld, but we don't leave our people behind.
You have no idea who gets left behind.
The base is down a canyon to your west. If you keep heading that way, you should eventually find it.
Got it. Be there soon.
It's about time to call it a night, guys. Getting pretty tired. I appreciate anybody that did stop by for the night. Hope you liked tonight's video. If you did, go ahead and like the video. If you're new to the channel, please follow. If we're lucky, we'll be on tomorrow or the next day. Just gotta wait and see. Check back. Y'all have a good night.